because if that's fine, Ashley and Miriam were curious. They wanted me to try recording it.
Okay.
No, that's fine.
So yeah, I'll record. All right, Sammy.
Alrighty.
I'm
uh,
here. I'm here.
Hey,
There we are. All right.
Sam. Hey,
Okay.
Bethany.
Yes.
I wouldn't
So
change my name now because I ended up like being Dominus for multiple Zoom meetings at work until Dahlia pointed
what
it out in one of the really important
what do you want?
ones. So it sucked.
What do you
So
That's
now I
what do
gotta
you
so
want me
change
to
it.
do? You want me
unfortunate.
to help you?
That's so funny.
Here, Penny. Um, guys, I have to take like I have to have like a couple minutes here. All right.
Okay.
No worries.
Make sure you hydrate, Dr. Happy. Otherwise, you'd be like,
I'm drinking so much water, it's not even funny. It's not enough. My body still complains.
Um, have you guys ever been to the Renaissance Festival in Maryland? So a while back, I didn't go, but it might be good to like people from the lab went as a group. Actually, I mean, some of them even dressed up into like I don't know, like random Renaissance people because it's open now, right? Like I think it's been open for 2 or 3 weeks or so.
Oh, really? No,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
haven't gone to one in a while, but I love going to them.
it's really
I only
good
went
actually.
to
The
I went to
food
my
is not
first
bad.
one last year,
Yeah,
and it
here
was
in
so much
Maryland.
fun. Yeah, yeah, I went with my brother. Um,
Nice.
my brother and sister-in-law. And it was really cool. I wanted to go this year. I just didn't kind of orchestrate it in time. I know it's still going on, but I also know like the whole time tickets have been pretty hard to get a hold of. So I don't know.
They are, yeah. Let me go see.
I didn't even know. I'm gonna go Google it.
But yeah, it's a really cool thing.
We should
Maryland
do a
Renaissance.
retreat there. Yeah, Maryland Renaissance Festival.
Crownsville reunion.
Yes.
Wait, a
Yep.
retreat at a Ren fair would be so sick.
Nice, right?
A retreat where?
At the
At a Ren
Renaissance
fair?
Fair.
Ren Fair. Let's do that. Let's go. Like, aren't you organizing that, Chris? Let's do that for this year.
That would be
Where's the
challenging.
thing?
Okay. Okay,
On
Sammy.
Hey,
So
if we can
Outcasts.
get out to the middle of nowhere for a ropes
true.
course, we can get out somewhere for a Renaissance fair.
I have
Got
yet to
multiple
go on a
people in the
retreat
lab who
with
can't.
everybody, so
Oh, that's true. See,
it's my time.
Okay.
it'll
If
be a
they'll just do
I
special
think
one.
it's
one.
like next year we're having the fun retreat, I think.
Well, I'll be around a while, so sure, sounds good.
Okay. So as I was kind of giving the quick background, Beckany, that although it was unexpected that the queen emerged from the portal, you were successfully able to repel the queen and push her back. However, one of the elven students and the dean of potion makings, was actually trapped in that portal as well. The emergence and subsequent reimprisonment of the queen has shook the school, especially the disappearance of these Sorja and the dean Two Grove. Although the school's guard was dispatched to investigate potential recovery and to try to identify, see if they could find them at their last location at the Tower of Shabazz, neither were able to be located. What you have heard, it has only been a few weeks, is that Sorge's parents have formally petitioned the Crown for help in locating her, which has given the Crown a reason. And what you have now seen is that although essentially school has ended and it has been a few weeks, you as a group of students have not really been allowed to leave, and that you're still at the school, and soldiers have arrived a small group of at least 30 soldiers have taken up residence in the university. You see them patrolling. They have taken over one of the old abandoned fraternity houses as their base of operations while they investigate the disappearance. Again, it has been a few weeks after the festival during the summer between sessions. The you all as you are as you have been waiting, you hear a knock at the door, and when you open the door, because you're basically now being considered as a group, um, you are greeted by a small phalanx of soldiers with tipped spears, and they tell you you need to come this way because we're going to talk about what happened. You are escorted into a room where it has some bright wizard lights. They cast some shadows, but not many. You can see in the background that the summer is actually, basically starting to fall off a little bit. The room is a little bit stuffy, and you sit waiting patiently at this table. You have been given no information from these soldiers as they wait with their golden spears, escorting you here. They wait at the door. They stand mute and at attention. You hear mailed footsteps approach. The soldiers part their spears, and you see a tall lizard folk stepping into the room. I can share a picture of what this person looks like. Do. Ah, let me share this. Yeah, Tylenol. Okay, 1 second. You're just texting Penny?
So
Oh.
he just came in.
Here. I'm prepped. Here, can you give it to me?
So these are all in. Oh, it's in another place, Hero Forge.
Okay.
Mhm.
So you are sitting at the table. This lizard folk, he is in full armor. He has a sword. He also has a satchel at his side. He sits down at the table. He basically places the satchel neatly at the table. He opens it up and he pulls out scrolls and documents. He starts just quietly looking through a few pages, looking up at you, kind of scrolling through a few pages. He closes it, and then he looks at you and he goes, "Well, I guess we shall begin then." He he looks at you
I'm
and he
intimidated.
goes, "Where have where has the dean and the student? Where has Dean Two Grove and the student Dorn? Where have they gone? Anyone? Can anyone answer?
They went somewhere far away.
Far away?
I
How
don't
do you
see nothing.
he looks at you tic tac, and he goes, it's Toe, right? The Toe family. And
Indeed.
he pulls his document, he flips over a few pages, and he just kind of scans it. And he goes, "Oh, I see. You have your parents here. You are in some sort of business. I see. You used to be a loyal subject of the crown, and then for some reason you left.
We're still loyal subjects of the
Still
crown. We
loyal
just
subjects.
moved to a different town. Had to
So
get to new spaces to grow and profit from.
that is heartening to hear because as all of you know, we the Crown is very concerned about this disappearance. We have been asked by the Dorns to locate their daughter, and we have been doing all that we can. You do realize that by going to the tower that you broke Genovian law, because this tower is not part of the island. All of Illingar is still under Genovian, is a colony of Genovia, and especially with the tower this far outside of the off the continent, it is in essentially international waters, and it is
But we were
not under.
doing what was instructed by the university, by
Yeah.
deans.
Really?
It was part of the.
He scribbles, he takes a little
Oh,
note.
shit.
So you were operating under the direct instructions of the headmaster.
I can't.
Yes.
I'm afraid to say anything, bro. You're
No,
scary.
you feel free. You know,
I want my lawyer.
and he looks at you and he goes, "You please don't consider this an interrogation. We are trying to get to the bottom of this. We want to help all of you."
All I'll say is we were there as part of a school-sanctioned activity.
Really? So why did you know what was going to happen
No,
when you got there?
not at all.
Did the headmaster know what was going to happen when you
I don't know.
got
I'm
there?
not the headmaster.
Yeah, he didn't share his
He writes
secrets
for the
with us.
headmaster.
He scribbles a little bit down. I want to ask a few more things. Do you?
Spiraling.
I guess the question is that why did the headmaster? Why do you think the headmaster did not contact us? Did not contact the Crown for assistance? Why do you think students were sent on this?
We were told as
Yeah.
part of a competition to strengthen the bonds of the fraternities of the school, as well as recharge the gauntlet that provides certain powers.
Okay. Okay, so the gauntlet. Okay, so the gauntlet actually is an item, is a magical item.
Supposedly.
Well, and he looks back and he looks at you all, and I get the one thing he says, do you think that the headmaster wanted the entity to escape?
I don't. I don't think that anybody knew that there was any kind of entity, and I'm not certain as to which of the entities you're referring to, as we saw many of that in that
Well, there
engagement.
was planar magic that went on, and that's formally the charge is unregistered planar magic. It can have dire consequences and can cause cataclysms to happen on the plane, which is why you must be registered to perform, such, planar bridging.
Who do you think did the planar magic? Who are you accusing of that?
You were the
Us.
ones who opened the door.
What?
We're the accused here.
Well, this is the first time we've even heard the term
I-
planar magic. So
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't even
I'm not level
know.
5. I'm not that powerful.
Well,
I would just like to straight lie and say that one of the elves that was taken in the gateway was
okay.
the one who opened the portal. I would like to just straight lie. I'll do a roll if you
Wait.
require me to.
Out of the game conversation, who actually opened it? I'm having a memory loss.
me too. Actually, did we?
So when you got down there, the elves, there was like a machine that the human brought that was draining the crystals, and it drained the energy of what the remaining energy, the crystals that were there. And then without that energy, then the head like election, student council elf ripped the gauntlet out. She put it on, and then there was no energy. The gauntlet was moved. The door opened. So in fact, it was the elves.
Her fault.
It was her fault. It was the elves that did it,
Okay.
but they were in concert with this other human that you saw. He had that device that then was draining the magic from the crystals, so the crystals couldn't power the gauntlet.
Oh, the one I had my wolves pinned down.
Yes,
right.
yeah.
So another like metagame question. And you can feel free to not give us this information. Do they know that? I guess that is just super metagaming.
That'd be you'd have to do probably an insight check to try to see.
Okay, can I do an insight check to see if? Oh, my insight is god awful.
You can do an insight check. You can tell me what you want to try to discern from them.
Would like to do an insight check to try and see if he knows, I guess if he knows that the portal was open from this side of the world or the other side. Who opened the portal first? Does he know that it originated from us mucking around on this side, or does he think that maybe another entity opened the gate?
Yeah, you can. You can.
Right, I've got a +3 if you want me to roll it, Gage.
Oh, I got a
nice
14.
Wait, how did you do that?
I do it from my app.
Okay.
But you can do it from your character sheet as well online.
So,
so that's a 14 or a.
That's
16?
a 14 because they do. It's 14. It looks like it's 15 minus 1.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. So it's a 14. It is a 14.
Yeah.
Not a 13. Okay.
So
is that good enough?
You.
It's easy.
So what you think is that you're not sure. You're not quite sure. You think that he's clearly aware of more information that he is not revealing, and and just because things were also kind of shocked, you think he probably knows. You think he does probably know who actually, how things might have happened.
I'm gonna try to swipe at one of the papers he's reading. Can I do that?
You are sitting across the table from him. He is literally as a packet, and he is open in front of you. If you try to take it,
I can't do the
it
ledger
will literally be
thing.
in his face.
If I cause a distraction, can he try and swipe one of them?
What I'll tell you is that you are on one side of the table, he is on the other, and he has his documents open. To cause a distraction that will get him to turn around would be nigh impossible. For it to success, you could try it, and then
what if I make a sound that appears behind him using thaumaturgy? You can create an instantaneous sound that originates from a point of your choice within range, such as a rumble of thunder, the cry of a raven, or an ominous whisper.
It's a very specific power.
Can I do that? And then it appears behind him, and if it works, come on, what kind of roll do I have to make for this? Come on! I want to swipe something from him.
What I'll say is that you can do something, and I am just letting you know what might happen. So you can try to do some sort of prestidigitation or thaumaturgy to kind of do some sort of roar behind him, and then we'll just play it out.
This sounds like it's a bad idea. I think if we get caught, we might just
there are soldiers. Like I said, there are soldiers. You have seen a few dozen soldiers marching around there. Right now,
I'm associated with you guys.
Right now, also there are parasoldiers in the room behind him.
Oh,
there are parasoldiers in the room behind him, and then he is at the table. So he's finishing. So
sorry, Russell.
So he just looks at you. He looks at all of you. He sighs a little bit, and
Okay,
he's
I
just
just want to
there
be like, I
tapping his kept tapping his finger claw on the table. He
I
considers
don't
you all
think it's
sitting before him.
fair to cast suspicion on us when we were, one, following instructions, and two, had no control over any kind of gateways opening, as we weren't even aware that that was an objective.
And he looks at you and he says, "I understand."
Yeah.
He goes, "I understand that, and you are students. I understand
And
you're
what's my
students. I
legal
understand your.
representation looking
I
like in
understand.
this situation? When do I get my lawyer?
This is strictly a matter of of royal royal importance. However, the crown understands your predicament, and there are the way that, and as he taps, he leans over a little bit and he says, "The way that I see it is that you have two lives going forward. Now, what I can tell you is that your headmaster is in a lot of trouble. You all don't have to be caught up in that. We've just begun to talk a little bit, and we will probably talk again later. But cooperation with us will have its rewards. If you want to throw your lot in with the headmaster and the rest of the school, well," and he closes the book and he just kind of ties it back up. Let's just say there are always consequences.
I would like to
That sounds like a threat.
finally use my persuasion or my deception, either one, to say, like, yep, we will help you. Like, I don't want to get in any more trouble that we're doing. And I'm saying this as a way to let you guys know that I am lying. This is a deception on my part. But
Okay.
I am we're willing to help whatever we can do. Like, you want us to be little spies, we can report back or whatever. You just got to tell us what you know. Got to give us a little bit more information so we know what we're
Tina
looking
picks
for.
up on what's happening and is like just nodding along.
Because like right now, I mean, we were thrown in blind last time, and I mean, if we're gonna be going in again, I mean, we need a little bit more information. You got to tell us what we're going up against a little bit. What do you want me to roll?
Why don't you roll a why don't you just roll your deception check and then I'm going to
Can I
take
help or add
yeah, you can
I feel like I should add
I think it's
advantage or something.
Yeah.
yeah, you can have
I can't cast guidance on myself. And
No,
then
you
do
can't.
it,
No.
right?
Let me pull up real quick. I'm pulling up for myself. I'm not sharing, right?
I don't think so. 8.
Right.
You're not.
I'm gonna pull up
Damn,
my
that's
stat
terrible.
block.
Well, Chris is doing it. Abigail, remind me,
It would
what
be
does that mean,
18.
the advantage thing?
Oh, it
So
means
she-
you get to roll twice and take the better roll.
Because you have like a power for it.
Advantage, it can be given all sort of the time. This it can be given in all sorts of contexts. This time it was because I like helped by like nodding along and whatever.
I see.
Like
I
my
see.
character helped out the roll by doing
Yeah,
that.
she gave.
And then
essentially,
disadvantage
like,
is also you can also have disadvantage where you roll twice and take the worst of two rolls.
I see.
I wonder if oh, there we go. I can roll this. I can click a button and I can do it to myself.
Yes, I got an 18.
Oh, how do I
God,
roll this?
could have been such a better roll. So
I
sad.
wish, like, it's weird. Like, on the sheet, how do I actually click to roll this?
Your deception is +7, Gage?
Yeah.
Dude.
I told you, I am not a smart or wise dude, but I am charismatic as can be.
Wait, how did you find that out in the parentheses? Is that that's
Yeah.
deception? Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
my roll was actually an 11, but then I get a +3 and a +4. Then I get that from my bonuses. Yeah, no, anything charisma based, and actually a little bit of athletics and acrobatics too. I'm good on. Do not ask me to be insightful though. I will try my hardest. Not often will it work.
Did you see that?
I did see that, yes.
Yeah, I know. I'll have to figure out a way to hide that. But
Hey,
okay.
all that means is that my deception was better.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
God, thank you for the
So,
advantage.
He
Andrew.
believed us.
okay. So
Sucker.
So can I then? Okay, so if the deception was successful, can then I make a persuasion check to try and persuade him to give us more information? To
well,
be like,
he takes the um he takes the satchel and he goes, "Well, I'm very happy to hear that you will be helpful to us. However, at this time, we need to investigate the tower itself. So we will be calling back on you to then go more in depth for how you can help us. We thank you very much for your time. Praise the crown.
praise the crown.
Praise the crown." And so he takes the satchel with him, and he gets up. The spears, uncross, and then he leaves. And then the soldiers also, you hear them kind of clink down the hallway.
And they just leave us in the interrogation room.
They leave you in the interrogation room for a moment.
Can I steal stuff now in the interrogation?
Interrogation room is kind of bare, but
Okay.
what happens is that while you're sitting there, like a raven, because there's a small like a window, you actually see a raven fly into the window, and you see it actually has a little note tied to its leg, and
Okay.
it kind of just sits
Ooh, I
there.
jump up and grab it.
Yeah, grab
The raven's like, "Wow!" Like, okay, why don't you try to grab? Why don't you try to grab it? You are.
Can I roll animal handling?
Yeah, why don't you do animal handling? Yeah.
My animal handling. Sorry, I'm looking for it on here. He's +6.
Yes, I was gonna say you should have.
There we go. 16.
Okay, 16. You're able to kind of like cajole the raven into kind of like take it and then kind of go to the table. You start to hear some more footsteps coming down the hall.
Take the note and put it in your pocket. We gotta go.
Yeah. And let the raven go.
Okay, so you kind of take the note off.
Nothing
The
ever
raven
happened.
kind of looks at you. And
Oh
just
wait,
kind
they're
of
just putting him
sits there.
speak with animals.
Oh, do I? Hold on. Hold on. Do I?
I have speak with animals.
You do?
Ooh.
Do it.
I can cast it as. So can I cast
What
speak
is
with
that?
animals?
Is that a spell? What is this?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
a level 1 spell. Yeah, I think I have it. I
Okay.
think I have it stored. Yeah. So can I cast speak with animals and then
Sure.
ask the raven
Do
where he
it.
came
Do it.
from?
Do it.
All right. I asked the raven like who he came from, who sent him.
Wow, how will the raven speak? I don't want to make him sound like a chicken.
Chris was not prepared.
No, I kind of want to. It'd be like, ah, yeah. Help, rah! Send help!
Uh-oh.
Help! Oh no!
Who needs help?
Rah! Masters, bitter wine, help!
Oh no! All right, we gotta go.
The door. People walk into the room as you're starting to get up, and who walks into the room is actually the headmaster. He is flanked by his dean. He is flanked by deans. You see the dean, the Dragonborn dean who was helping out the orcs. You see a few other deans that I'll say that some of you maybe recognize. One of them is actually a goblin. He is the head of the School of Thievery. You see another Dragonborn who is the librarian, and you see besides the dean himself, the dean is a dwarf, or I'm sorry, the headmaster is a dwarf. Just to remember, he's very prim and he's very proper. You cannot leave. You don't have minutes to yourself before the dwarven headmaster Falcor enters the room. There's the goblin head of subterfuge studies, Gritgash, the dragonborn head of the arcane studies, Quixolotl, and the tiefling head librarian, Etrigan. You actually see, like, he motions at you, and he sees the raven, and he immediately looks at the raven, and he goes, where is the message?
What message?
He looks at you, and he goes, Please don't argue with me. That raven is a messenger raven. The messenger raven carries a message. Where is the message?
I'll have Gage lie to him again.
I would.
This is different. This is not the crown. This is now the dwarven headmaster.
I
And
wish I could.
Did
Can
okay? So
can
out
you
of
say I
game
had a
moment-
chance to read it while you were casting animal handling?
Speak of animals.
Because I feel like I would have had
No.
time while you were like.
I mean, you could have taken a quick.
Maybe
I'll
not
say-
read all of it, but glanced.
Did we at
Sure.
least see who it was addressed to?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is addressed to the headmaster. It is addressed to Falcor.
Oh.
Okay. I
Did I get any glances at it?
You got a short glance. And
I would
what
like
I'll say. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I want to be like, you have to explain some stuff to us first, because we nearly died in a tower that we were told now we're not supposed to be in, and are now being vaguely threatened by, granted, but still threatened by agents of the crown.
He holds up his hand. He pulls out a watch and he spins it and he puts it on the table. And then you see a bubble kind of puff up from the watch. And it's a blue bubble and it kind of encompasses the whole room. And then he goes, "Now we can talk."
Is this
Whoa.
wait? Can I do? And
It's,
do
it's
we know
like the
what
Dune
this
bubble
is?
thing.
It is like we are
Is it
Now
Zone of silence
silenced.
or zone of truth?
We are now. It is not a zone of truth. It is a
Okay.
zone to prevent. It is a zone of non-detection to prevent scrying.
Okay.
Wait, so what did I gather
Oh,
from having glanced at the note?
What you gather at glancing at the note is that the note is begging for help from the other town of Bitterwine, begging Falcor for help.
Okay. Guys, I think we should share it.
Yeah, definitely need to share that. If I when I
Okay.
wouldn't know that though, she wasn't able to tell us that information.
No, she just like, I
She
don't know
knows
if you know what if you might have heard. So
Well,
there
like, if-
are,
I think I'm gonna let
because he says
Tic-Tac-Toe
like,
use this as like bargaining power for more information.
Well, my
Okay.
family's from Bitterwine. If there's something on there that says like Bitterwine needs help, I would think I would be inclined to
well, like I said, when you
go help
talked
at all costs.
when you talked
That's
to the
where my family
bird,
is.
the bird said that Bitterwine needs help.
Yeah. Oh, okay, so I know that Bitterwine needs
You
help.
know that
So
Bitterwine needs help.
I would ask him what is just my straight up. I'd look at him and be like, "What's your relationship to Bitterwine?" As like menacingly.
the bird?
No, not to the bird. To Falco. To be just like as menacing as possible. Like full, like little bit of flames coming out my nostrils. Like kind of little smoke is like my armor is like really smoky. It's like a little extra smoke is coming off. Like I want to be intimidating. Should I?
Yeah,
I can roll an
okay.
intimidation check. I
Yeah,
know we're
you
in a
can-
thing of silence, but like I want to be like,
You
what
can
is
no,
the
yeah. It's not
relationship?
necessarily silence. It's to prevent spells of clear, like essentially to prevent other people from spying on it.
Yeah, nobody can listen in on us.
No
Okay.
one can listen in.
Yeah, so I kind of want
So
to be a
you
little.
can roll an intimidation check.
Okay. 16.
Okay. You see that so there was like the dean of I would say the dean of the thievery studies, the goblin, kind of looks at you and just kind of like, he actually pulls out like a little pipe and he says, if you're gonna be smoking that much, you really need to give me a light. Should you? I was like,
Okay.
should you even be? He's like, how old are you? Can you even smoke?
Hey, I'm a dragon! I immediately look
dragon.
deflated and look really small. I'm a dragon. I can breathe fire.
So the headmaster.
This is college, after all.
This
I
is
know.
college.
I forget that my character's only like 20 at this point.
The headmaster looks at you and says, and he says, "This is a tragedy that no one saw coming. We are all concerned and trying our best to try to locate Dean Tugro and student Sorja Dorn, but we can't do anything with the crown here. The soldiers are extremely suspicious of us, and we are hamstrung while they are here.
So can we just ask like what happened? Like first,
You
like
can ask,
what?
yeah, you can.
Yeah, I guess that's like what I want to know first is like why did we go to the tower if the crown
You
says
went
it's
to the
off
tower to
limits?
the it is a ritual. It is real. You went to the
But
tower to recharge the crystals, but if not for the interference, everything would have been fine.
so why does
But
the crown say that we weren't supposed to be there then? If it's something that's sanctioned by the
because
university.
because the crown is looking for a way to take over the university. If the tower, if they can formally accuse me of, and he's referring to himself and us at the university of engaging in unregistered and forbidden magic, then they have the ability to annex the entire school.
Dang.
That's no bueno.
So
Have you
what?
Sounds very
and he looks
patriotic.
and like the while you're talking, what happens is that the goblin, as the like the little goblin who's like the head of thievery studies, he does that. He just lights up his own, he lights up his own pipe and he just starts smoking it a little bit. And he's like, and he just looks at you and he goes, like, like, I don't know. Like, can we really trust them, Falcor? And and Falcor looks at you and
Shut
basically
up.
says, we have no option, Gritgash.
I think
The
nobody has any options at this point. I look at the goblin and be like, I think we all just have to kind of unfortunately trust each other because I'm going to tell you that the crown is going to think that we are playing with them and we are not playing with them. I fully intend to help in whatever way we can, but as of right now, we have bigger things to worry about because and then I would turn to Abigail. Sorry, what's your character's name? Abigail?
Tina?
Tina, I turn to Tina and I go I was like, do you have the
Oh, I'll
message?
hand the note. Yes,
And then
yes.
I hand the note over to I like go to hand the note to Falcor, but I say before I hand it over to him, I say, we need to know what's in this as well. And then I hand it over to him.
So he takes it. That's true, actually. So the note, actually, I was probably to check. The note most likely was written in Elvish. Um,
I think I speak Elf. I think I
you might
speak a lot
speak,
of things.
Yeah.
yeah. So
You, you
he
should
goes,
so.
yeah. And he looks at, he takes the note and he goes, "Thank you." He takes it, and he opens it up and he reads it. He takes like a moment to read it, and he takes it and he kind of like puts his head in his hand and he takes it and he hands it to actually the to the dean, who's the other dragonborn dean who helped the orcs, and he basically goes like, it looks like it's spreading, and he hands it over, and he looks at you and he goes,
Wait,
the
he says what's
What's
spreading?
spread? Yeah, what's spreading?
Yeah, what's spreading?
the librarian, he turns and he goes, can you just explain this? I need to have a better name than Quixolotl. But you just get, please explain what we think is going on. And the librarian, seeing that she's, of course. And the librarian, she tries to start explaining. So I'm not sure what's been going on, but there clearly have been a bridge to another plane. They've what we see is that the when Non escaped from the plane, is that set off a series of tremors that then caused other incursions, other across the across the lands and in the sea. These incursions, then we don't know exactly where they appear, but we can tell is that they start leaking this. We're not exactly sure what it is, but it starts leaking of this other world into ours. We think that because Non was alive, that Sorja and Dean Twogrove might also are probably still alive, and they're still trapped in the other plane. But we don't know where to find, we don't know where else we can break through to try to rescue them. Planar magic is very complicated and difficult. But what we might, but what we were going to suggest is the elves constructed the tower. The elves may know more about it. We know that the elves that actually a descendant, the grandson of the architect who built the tower and who created the portal, lives in Bitter Wine. And we were hoping that you could go and talk and contact them and find out where else you could break through to try to rescue the Dean and Sorja. Time doesn't always pass the same in the other realms, so that when Non stepped out, she might have only been trapped there in her perspective for mere hours or days, even though it has been hundreds of years for us. So there is a very good chance that we could try to rescue them, but unfortunately, we don't think it can happen here because there are too many the soldiers have already set up positions in the tower and throughout the university, and we can't, we can't get past the soldiers, and we're also afraid if we. And she looks over and she goes, "We're afraid if we open up at the tower again, the portal, that then Non will step right back out." At this point,
portal magic is also illegal.
Portal magic
correct?
Is illegal.
So
right.
So
this would be asking whoever does it to take on that additional risk as well.
But we're
Yes.
not opening the portals, right? The portals are already opened, and we're just going to places where we think that there are like leaks from
There
this
might-
world into the other world. Like there should
Maybe
like is that like what you said?
she seems unsure. She goes like there are weak points, and the tower was one of the weak points. And however the elves had figured it out, they were able to create a stable portal. Usually, portals are they have to be supported by outside magic in order to remain stable and open, which is why the elves built it there, because there was some reason. But that's why you need to go. We would hope that you could get more information from Nathaniel.
Talking to the elves.
Yeah, Nathaniel Lightweaver is his name in the elves. While you're saying this, you actually Scrizzlebop, if you remember Scrizzlebop, gets led into.
Want to see again? The first person.
Scrizzlebop was another student who basically was.
He was either team captain, wasn't he?
He was your team captain, essentially.
He was our team
yeah.
captain?
He was essentially recruited. He recruited you into the group, and he was the one who said
Oh yeah, that's
they had
right.
heard issues, and he was afraid. He gets basically pulled into the room, and he gets sat down next to you, and he goes, "Hi guys, how's it going?"
Hey, Scrizzlebob, how's it going?
Yeah, it's going okay. I don't know.
I look at him and go, so where were you?
I was, like man in the comms, like trying to help out.
I was
Making
like,
sure-
we almost
didn't
got
hear you.
pulled into a portal, and I didn't see you there almost getting dragged into a portal.
We almost
Came
died,
back with
team
6
We all have our
captain.
responsibilities. We all have our strengths. He felt so the headmaster looks at Scrizzlebob, and he goes, he looks at him and he goes, you know, and he looks at you and he goes, I don't honestly, I don't care to know too much why you all are together because like you said before, we have bigger problems than petty disputes of who helped
Unlikely friends.
who may have adjusted grades when, and he looks at Scrizzlebop. That was one of the things, just to think, Scrizzlebop was basically suggesting that he could hack into the school where he could change your grades in
I
order to
said
help you out.
absolutely because I needed help with that.
Yeah. Um,
Of course.
Tic-tac-toe, not smart.
but see, you see the Raven is kind of like expectantly kind of looking. And so the headmaster takes out a small note and then another separate note and he basically writes something down on it and he ties it back onto the leg of the falcon, or the raven,
Raven.
and then the raven then kind of turns and then just go pop 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 and then flies
Can
back
I
out
ask
the window.
the Raven before he goes before he leaves where he's going?
Then the raven goes back to bitter wine, and the
Okay.
raven flies away.
Can I ask? So do we know? Did he tell us specifically what was in the note? Like who was asking for help from Bitterwine?
The note reads, and Falcor says, "Well, it seems like bitter wine has its own issues." The note reads, "Under siege, cannot leave, send help."
Okay. Well,
Siege. Oh boy.
sounds good.
And he looks and he says, he says, none, he says this, none of the faculty can leave, which is why we're asking you to do this. As students, you could technically go on a field trip.
Field trip.
Field trip to Bitterwine under siege. What another safely sanctioned event by the university.
He kind of looks at you and he smiles a little bit. And he goes, adventuring was never meant to be easy.
Hey, why they call it the Adventuring Academy, right?
Really getting our money's worth, huh?
Seriously, freshman year and we've already nearly died once, and now we're gonna go break a siege off of a town?
So
Every time you nearly die, that's your tuition's worth.
if you go to Bitter Wine, you need to talk with the librarian, and if you can, the librarian over there knows more about portal magic and realm tears, and Nathaniel Lightweaver, the grandson, he might know more about how to access, how to actually create these bridges.
And we get to go visit the family, the Toe family.
And you get to go visit your family.
How nice is that?
So he looks.
Well,
so he
the
looks
city's
at
under
you,
siege,
and
so I
then
guess
he
we'll see.
says, "So he says, bitter wine is normally a fishing and agricultural. They trade in seafood. They trade in actually wine. They actually trade in herbs and other agricultural products. And the reason that their actual name is the Elvish name is Cor Jilin, but because they got the nickname Bitter Wine because of some of the basically some of the wines that they had made can be kind of strong, as tasted by other races. They are known also as more of a merchant town, as a merchant city. Not really, it's very merchanty. There's a lot of trade. There's different races there. It's not like all elves or something like that, and it's much more like kind of mercantile. So Falcor looks at you and he goes, Then it is settled. You should travel to Bitter Wine. You should find out whatever you can about these realms, about portal magic, so that we can try to find another place to create a bridge so that we can rescue the dean and Sorja. But you have to please hurry. Take one of the turtles.
Ooh.
Oh, the turtle.
Yes.
Riding in style.
And
Let's go.
as a liaison, and he looks, Scrizzlebop needs to go with you.
Oh.
And he goes, jeez.
All right,
And
guys, we gotta make sure
he sits there and
Scrizzlebop doesn't die.
he taps like Scrizzlebop's hearing, like his hearing device, and he goes, we'll be able to communicate through this with this is a secure way to communicate with us through Bumplements, Scrizzlebop's dad.
Well, that's why we have to bring Scrizzlebop.
That's why.
What, in the
Can we just
basement?
take the device off?
Yes,
His dad in his basement?
the dad made the communication devices, and so they're outside of they communicate their own way.
All right. So I guess we're tortling to bitter wine.
He looks
Yeah.
he looks when you say that, it's like, yeah, I guess we're tortling to bitter wine, and Gritgrash just kind of like looks at you and it's just like he's just like he's kind of blows some smoke and he goes, whatever. And
I look at him and I go, I'll bring you back something better, and I hand him an edible.
Wow.
He pockets it. He puts it in his pocket. He doesn't like
First edible handed out. Dude, it would have been so funny if you tried to do that first soldier guy edible.
I should have done that.
So
You just set one on the table as I start to lie. Listen here.
They also so Falcor then says, make it, go as quickly as possible because they're in trouble. And he takes the watch and then he says as like
I
said,
ask him to give me the watch.
no.
Russell, can you steal the watch?
He literally has it in his hand, like right here, as he's like closing off the scrying, the non-detection bubble, and he just goes, like this is a lot of responsibility, but you should do it for your family and you should do it for the people there.
Well, I'll do it for my family, but I think my companion should be compensated for their troubles.
I agree.
That's very generous of you.
I think you should give us 10 gold pieces each for this as a stipend for our troubles that we're about to endure.
He snorts.
And then I think, who are we talking to? Is it just Grizzlebot? Is the headmaster and the dean still there, or is it
the
just...
headmaster and the dean? They were walking. They were getting up to go when Gage basically, or when Tic Tac basically said, "I think we need a stipend."
Yeah, Bethany is like nodding, and she's like, "Yeah," and also like on top of that, I don't know. Like at the end of the day, we are just kind of freshmen, so I feel like it might be nice if you're going to be sending us into active war zones or like whatever, to maybe have some additional training. It'd be really nice to just...
Wait, what?
You're cutting out a little bit.
Yeah, you just cut out as
Oh.
Yeah. Try that again. You have a nice additional training as...
Oh yeah, she was like, just like, guarantee that if we're gonna be going into these active war zones, that as a school you'll be, training us, leveling us up, things like that, just to, some sort of trading back and forth of
Warzone 101.
Whereas you guys give us
the experience. He goes, the experiences that you encounter will help, will advance your training, and he goes, the experiences will advance your training, and I'm sure we can find some sort of stipend in the school cafeteria fund or something to help offset any costs you might encounter.
Ah, that's what I like to hear. Thank you. We keep our receipts here. All right, to the turtle.
Well, he goes, if you want to get, why don't you follow the why don't you follow Etrigan, the librarian, and then she will get your stipend.
Perfect.
Okay.
And so
So we'll follow.
he takes up, he leaves, the bubble collapses back down. And Etrigan, who's the school librarian, she leads you to the Dean Tugrove, the one who was taken.
Mm-hmm.
She actually leads you to her office.
We're just robbing the disappeared dean.
And she looks at you and she goes, no. No, Riley was one of the treasurers and had a small Riley had a small I can't think of the word at the top of my head. Stash is not a good word, but basically, and slush fund is not a good word. But essentially, Riley had some
Secured
gold
funds.
and some secured
Indirects.
funds that then we can distribute to you.
Okay.
So in the room, you can see that she leads you basically across the courtyard, out of the office. You can see that there are like groups of soldiers, who are kind of patrolling, kind of looking around. It's a pretty, imposing presence. But she leads you across to the potion making building, the potions annex. In Riley's office is tidy. It is filled with bits and pieces, including numerous recipes. You can see on the side that have been organized by category. You can see lots of titles. You can see enchantment, transmutation, healing. You see notebooks on another side. It looks like that she actually has like an actual lab testing bench where she has been performing work. And then you can see like open notebook on there as well as like a beaker of black liquid. Um, uh, uh, Maven, you can see the assistant dean actually greets you. Maven Thistlewood, she greets you as you're coming in, and Etrigan goes, Maven, please, we need to get access to some of the stored funds that Riley had. And Maven goes, of course, and she goes back, and then she starts like basically like she is kind of more, she doesn't seem as neat and organized, and she kind of like starts sifting through stuff to try to pull out some gold. Etrigan looks at you and is like, all of us were very, we're all very distraught about Riley's disappearance, and we don't know, although you basically like, we know that she, I'm sure that you did all that you could to try to help, save the student and save Riley, while she was being, down in the depths of that tower.
Definitely Riley. We definitely did all we could to help Riley.
Do you remember what you did?
You
I
did nothing.
think I did nothing
Yeah,
to
you
help
did
her.
nothing.
Pretty sure the elf, we were like, yep, bye-bye. You summoned this.
I didn't think we'd be a whole next arc.
Made your bed, sleep in it.
That elf was actually one of the two who was basically being restrained and being you remember
shoot.
there were that
Really?
was
I thought it was one of the bad ones.
No, it wasn't one of the
shoot.
bad ones. There was one who was like screaming no, and the other one was the one who got sucked away was basically unconscious. That she had basically
The
been
bad
like
guys.
knocked unconscious and was being restrained, and then the tentacle came out, grabbed her, and pulled her in. She
Well,
comes back.
obviously we did not say that to the librarian, that we did not help.
No, because she goes,
We
yes,
said
of
we did all
course,
we could.
all you could, and then she has she gives you like a small sack of gold, and I'll say that it is like I'll say 100 gold.
Oh,
It's 100 gold.
25 per person. Everybody put
There we go.
25
Yeah,
gold on your
25 per
character
person.
sheet.
I'm rich.
You're
Put
rich.
25 on your character sheet.
And I guess is there anything else that you want to do before you want to go to the turtle and the
I want to go shopping.
Yeah, what can we do with our gold?
what do
I
you
want
want
to go buy something with the gold. I want to go see. Well, obviously we're in the potions room, so are there healing potions? Potions of
Oh, yes, actually,
perhaps
yeah.
water breathing, or
Mhm.
or perhaps what
I'll
utility
say that
potions
there
that we might be able to inquire about?
Maven, who's the assistant dean, kind of like stumbles a little bit because she's like, "Oh, okay, I think like I see she had everything organized by the," and then she starts looking to try to find what were you looking for? I think that she had some of her basic recipes and potions here, or like we have healing potion, we have
How much is a healing potion?
I'll say
How much
healing
does a
potion.
healing potion heal?
Healing potion is usually 44 plus 4.
Okay.
What is 44 plus 4? What does that mean?
That's
How
like
many dice you roll?
hit dice. So that it could
Oh,
so that the idea is that if you were to take like an out of turn, like if you were to do it out of turn, you get the full benefit. Or if you were to do it as an action, you would have to actually maybe roll. If you wanted to like take, I'm going to spend my turn like chugging the potion, then you get the full benefit. So max dice would be like 20 hit points. So
Yeah.
4d4, 4 to 16 plus 4. That's
How much
usually
is
kind of like,
the
I'll say they're
healing
like,
potions?
you know,
can I just steal the healing potions?
do you,
Yeah, wait, can I
Greedy.
distract them and then we can steal the healing potions?
this is
This
what I'll
duo.
say is that she has literally been kidnapped and they have people trying to help you out. They have given you money.
Yeah,
They're going to give
She
you
has
gold.
been so nice to us.
Yeah. I'll just buy the potions. I'm not. Yeah, I
Okay.
won't.
How much
did
How
you
much are
say?
the potions? How much
She
are
actually
they?
says like, no, like here, I will give you, and so
Oh.
she gives each of you a healing. So I'll give each of you like a healing potion each. So you all get just one healing potion. Because we,
Okay.
whatever you need to rescue Riley, where do you need to rescue
Right.
Miss Dean Two-Grove? So all of you can get a healing potion.
I mean, honestly,
and-
I think we just wanted. I think a healing potion each would be nice, just because
Yeah.
I think we're gonna be struggling with that. Anybody else need potions wise, or
The other
Where do we
potion-
put that? How do we put the thing
We
in?
can, if you want to edit, if you can kind of edit, or you can have like a separate document where then you just like, literally write in like a text document or something like inventory or add.
Okay.
I mean, you can try, it's a little more involved to drag it onto your character sheet, but
Okay.
oh man, my computer got really slow. What happened? There we go. Yeah, there we go. I closed it. But yeah, you could just like try doing like a separate Google Doc or something like that.
Okay.
So I'll say you get at least 4 healing potions that she just gives you, and if you want, you can also take. She says like, and I think there's also, she gives you. She can give you a potion of. This is me like, what can I give that won't be too great game breaking?
can we get something of like water breathing or water walking or something of like flight?
I'll give you. She'll give you like, I think she was working on. I don't know what she was working on over there, and she points at the vial of black water, and she goes like, here, I think there might be I think there might be one water breathing potion here, and so she goes searching for that water breathing, and I think there might be like a potion of like maybe hill giant strength, like 19.
Ooh.
I'll do that.
Yes. Okay. Can we?
Not
Yeah.
fly. Fly is always a little bit.
Yeah, I had to try.
Yeah.
Can I? Yeah. Can we get the colossal and the water breathing?
Yeah.
Strength and the water breathing. Does anybody else want?
So she's basically like doing that.
Do we want to try and get like some like upgrades of any kind? I mean, I'm pretty good with my armor and my weapons, so I don't think I need to.
Most of the stuff is probably like, if you would probably have to Like the school isn't really going to have like
I
additional
was gonna
like
say if we
magic
go down
items and
like
stuff.
on our way to the turtle, if we like swung by like a shop or something. I don't really
This
know.
is school. It's a school, not a.
Oh, we don't have like a little port or anything.
No,
It's just
no.
straight up like
It's a
hog,
school.
a dock.
Yeah,
I
it's
Alright,
the
say
dock.
we're
fair
good.
enough. Fair
Let's
enough.
Yeah.
get turtling.
Yeah, let's get
Okay.
turtling. To bitter wine we go.
Okay. All right. So
I'll hold
she
on to the
goes.
potions.
She goes. Okay.
Oh,
Please.
wait, before we leave, can I check our whatever that black water is?
So what did you want? Okay. So what did you want to do?
The work in progress potion. I just want to see if I have a spell. Just gonna do it.
An arcane. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. Do your Arcana check.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Oh, I just detect what.
Wait, what is that sound? Is Sammy typing or what is that?
No,
Oh, I think that was me. Sorry, I'll mute myself.
Oh no! I thought it was
Cast
sound effects.
magic on the black water, and that's gonna tell me if it's magical. But then also it's school of magic, like what type of magic it is, if any.
Did you say identify? I didn't. You cut out.
Detect magic.
Detect magic.
But
Okay.
it also can tell me what like school or type of magic it is. Beckonie's just trying to like suss out what it was gonna do.
Okay. So
A little turkey.
so when you go over to the water, you actually see that as you get closer, like this vial of black liquid, that the liquid actually kind of like starts kind of like moving a little bit as you're getting closer to it. I mean, it's just kind of in there, but you see it's kind of actually moving a little bit. But okay, did you want to cast your
magic?
detect magic?
Yeah, I want to
Okay.
cast magic to try to sense like the school of magic and if it's magic, stuff
You
like
definitely detect it radiates charm.
that. Okay.
And then as you're doing that, as you're casting magic, you can see it's kind of like edging up like the side of the vial a little bit as you cast magic. And then when the spell is done, it kind of like slides back down. But there's definitely like a charm to it.
Interesting. Is there anything like by this that would be like,
There are her notes.
can I roll an investigation check on the notes or
Yeah.
Arcana?
Yeah, you can
Sorry,
do. I mean, yeah, I think you can do either one, whichever one is good.
my thing is lagging. Let me reload my page. If
Let me
someone
see.
wants
What?
to me, they can. I have a +6 modifier on investigation.
I have a -1.
You have a +6.
Let me
Yeah.
see if I can.
I mean, I can. Oh yeah, Gage, you want to roll? Just do
Or maybe it did
23.
Yeah, I'll roll a. Oh, she got it.
Yeah, she got
23.
23. So you see the notes that are written on the side next, that it's an open lab book, and that she has been taking notes now for a little while. You see that the notes suggest that this is actually water that she collected that spilled out from the other realm.
Ooh.
There are other notes then which that it basically in like like underline is like strong charm, very strong charm, possible um uh possible like scry.
Ooh. Can I turn to the group and be like, guys, do you think maybe we should take like a sample of this or these notes to show, that man, the guy, the grandson we're going to see?
Yeah,
And
That's a good
I
idea.
definitely do. I think that's a good idea.
okay. Can we
Yeah, I think we should try and take the notes.
yeah,
And
take
the potion,
notes.
honestly, if we
Love it.
can.
Yeah, you can do.
Little vials around us that we could use to take
Sure.
like,
Yeah.
You gonna make us roll for it, or can we?
No,
just
you
do
can
it?
no, you
Okay,
can
okay,
pour
okay.
it off. I'm not. Yeah.
Bethany is just
Okay.
gonna take it and she has this little like purse that she has like this little like sparkly purse, and she's just gonna drop it and be like, "Okay, I'm ready, guys."
Okay.
So she's
Adorable.
got the notes
On
and
brand.
the potions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, and you can take some of the other notes then on the potion and yeah, put it in your pocket.
Okay.
All right. And then yeah, and then Maven goes, please, okay, please hurry, please. Yeah, please hurry.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to mention. It's just purely for flavor. There's a sad little familiar rat over in the corner that has like a little house and like a little bowl of food. And Maven goes and puts a little more food, in the thing, and the rat comes out and nibbles on the food.
That's so cute.
That this was
Wait,
Can we?
who's the rat again?
I want to bring the rat with us.
the rat is
Yeah, can I
the rat looks at you
Okay.
and,
Maybe the rat's
and
important.
kind of runs back into his little house and like hides.
Oh, I wanted to talk to the
Can I
rat.
You can talk to the rat. You
Sure.
want.
Kill the rat is my familiar?
No, the rat is
Guys, we gotta
the
get on
dean's
this turtle.
familiar. The rat was
Okay.
the Maven
right.
said Maven says like that's Skitch, or that's Skitch. That is Maven's familiar, or that is Riley's familiar, and she's been so despondent since Riley disappeared.
Oh,
That's right. I forgot about that. Okay, we gotta bring Ryan home. Yeah.
Yeah,
To the turtle. Abigail's right.
to the turtle. Okay,
We gotta go save my family.
so you start going down to the turtle, and um, I want to ask, you're just all just kind of like marching, making your way down there? There are what I'll
what do
Yeah,
say
you
is
mean
down
as
to
opposed to?
down
there
to the
are
docks.
patrols. There are like soldiers kind of like walking around. Do you try?
Oh, like we gotta sneak there? We're not just like walking. No, okay. I thought this was like we could just load up and go. No, I
You
guess
can-
yeah, I think we should try and sneak to the turtle. I don't want to let the guards see that we're walking to the turtle.
I mean, if we get caught, we hand them a piece of paper that says field trip.
Yeah.
True. But we don't need to I guess we don't need to be blatant
Well, maybe
about it.
let's not get caught.
Why don't you?
We're
Why
gonna try
don't
and
you?
not get caught first.
Why don't you all roll a
Oh
just
boy.
a stealth? Why don't you try all just rolling like a group stealth, and
Okay.
and then I have it in my head like how many successes, and I'll say I have like an idea for just like DC, and then like how many successes you might need.
I got a nat 1.
Dude.
That's you.
Um,
Wow. Look at Bikini.
You should have a lot more than a 10. He should have like a +7. He should have a 17 at least.
Oh yeah. So he has So Dominus has a high roll. So you do have one. So you get one failure, and then essentially.
Okay.
So as you're walking, like Tic Tac is like blowing away on your vape pen, and you're making like kind of pretty sick clouds of vape as you're walking around, and then you
Come on,
kind
bro,
of
I'm not
realize
right
that
now.
everyone else is kind of
Bro.
going, but you're just like,
Bro, watch! I can make it go through the ring.
yeah, basically like that, and then you see a little bit. It's just like people are, like, oh my god, stop. Like don't
And they're
don't
like
be.
pushing it through the ring as we're walking,
Yeah.
like doing that, like little tricks with
So
it.
you do successfully make it down there, but there was like a little bit like kind of like, where's all that smoke coming from? Where's all that smoke?
I'm sitting there like, someone's gonna remember us.
Okay. Down at the dock, you see that there is a turtle waiting for you, and you see Scrizzlebop there waiting with Calfax, the dean, the Dragonborn dean who helped the orcs. And Scrizzlebop is kind of like there, kind of looking around, and Calfax is just like arms crossed, and he's like, well, here you go, so like the handler is there, and he says, be be kind, be nice to old Snappy over here. And he hands you like the little like control rod. I don't know if you remember, but like the turtles actually had like a thing on their back where you could kind of like put a control rod in, where then you could, I mean, you could do animal handling on them. Yeah, the control rod
Could
would
I plug
actually,
in my Nintendo Switch controller?
yeah, it's basically like because it would allow people who didn't have natural empathy with animals in order to communicate with it by basically just trying to like, cast like cantrips down through there to basically like you could burn cantrip. You could just use cantrips to kind of communicate like, let's go. Or you could just use animal handling or nature or whatever. But otherwise, the turtles do have, they do have, I will say then that they'll give you like, we, one of the ballista um, stabs too, so that they have like a small ballista at the end of it. Um, and so
snap.
yeah, so the animal handler gives it to you, and he says, be nice to Snappy. And Snappy turns, and he's just kind of like munching on like his fish, as like Scrizzlebop uh, gets on kind of gets on the turtle a little bit, kind of like shakily, and he's like, yeah, he actually says like, do you have like a life preserver or a life jacket? And like the dean says, just get on the freaking turtle, and kind of boops it, kind of boots him onto it. So yeah, so you climb. I don't know if
I'm gonna get on the turtle.
everyone, yeah, you can get on the turtle. It is about I don't know if you see if we were looking on the map. So you guys are starting like here, and then this this is actually bitter wine. So basically then you're gonna turtle your way out of the shoal. Oh, am I muted?
No, Abigail's muted. I thought I saw her.
Sorry, I was. Could you ping bitter wine again, please?
Oh, bitter wine is actually the middle island here. That one.
Mm.
So these are basically, there are 3 islands with elves. Yeah, bitter wine is this one. The other ones are, if you're curious, the other ones are Saurian, Eschervale, and Liathwin, if you're really interested. But right now you're going to the middle one. You're going to bitter wine. And
all right, to bitter wine we go.
To bitter wine you go. It'll take like you're leaving in like the late afternoon, because some of this stuff happened, and so it'll probably take like about it'll take like a good like most of the day. So you think you probably arrive at like about by dawn of the next morning. Is there anything that you guys might want to do on the ship? Or you guys can talk a little bit. I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick. I don't know if anyone needs to go to the bathroom. You need to go?
Play
So I need to do a bathroom break.
What?
Play truth or dare.
Talk amongst yourselves.
It's a pajama party on a turtle.
So, well, I guess I just want to see, like, where does everybody else stand with everything going on? Like, I'll say, from Tic-Tac-Toe's point of view, me and my family hate the crown. We're, like, borderline revolutionaries, but not, like, out there about it. We're very much, like,
1:30?
closeted revolutionaries pretending to be loyalists.
I think if I remember correctly, my parents were diplomats of some kind.
Yes.
So they had to work closely with the crown.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, I guess do they still work closely with the crown?
It's a great question. It's very possible. I think
Because the
possibly
crown
yes.
doesn't sound like it's good. The crown sounds like they're not good peoples.
But I think they're also like my parents are also independent thinkers, and they taught me to be so. And yeah, they didn't like push undying allegiance. They pushed independent thinking. And like obviously it's complicated, and there's probably stuff in the past where they have been doing the right thing, you know, and not been the bad guys.
What is your
she's
background again, Bethany?
This so Beckany doesn't really have strong opinions or because Beckany doesn't say where exactly she's from, but she does say she's from a small island, like really far to isn't under the crown, or the jurisdiction of the crown. So she doesn't have, at least if she speaks on, very strong, open opinion for or against the crown. But she does really like the school. So she's very pro saving the school. And where I would say Bethany is at, like, opinion wise. Because yeah, she's not from like controlled by the crown or under the jurisdiction of the crown.
Yeah, I was gonna say my family comes from like an area that was like deeply oppressed by the crown, and like my family like left to get away from the crown, and like that's why they're like transplants in bitter wine. So our family, my family, and then my have very strong opinions about the crown, but we're also very much not willing to be like not willing to we're willing to be open about it, but we're not willing to like start a war right now.
Yeah.
We're not willing to rebel.
Did the Toe
We're just trying to
family
get out
meet
from under their
Tina's family before?
I don't think so. I think my
Probably
family's
not.
just kind of separated from the whole thing.
I think
They're not like diplomats, but like they're merchants. They sell herbs and spices to the continent.
I think so.
Tina,
This city over here that I dinged, I think that's the city with the humans, and that's where my parents live and work as diplomats.
So they're like diplomats for the crown to this continent, to like the humans of this continent.
I think so.
Because you're a human, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you're a tiefling, Sammy?
Yeah, I'm a T.
What is a tiefling again?
They're like half demons, kind of. If you see
Okay.
a profile picture, you can see what they look like. Yeah, but a tiefling is like they are. Let me just find a. They are like partially. They like look partially human, and I do think they have human heritage.
Okay.
They also have like a demonic or like infernal heritage.
Okay.
Well, so they're like human, demon, infernal, like hybrid species.
Okay.
Yeah, they look like this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Beckany's, I don't know if it probably doesn't. I don't know if it you guys can see it. She has a little.
I see the profile picture on Roll20.
Yeah. It's kind of like purple with horns.
You see that? You double click the name.
Huh?
Oh,
If you're
there.
just
I
like
see.
in Roll20 and you're like looking at the
Yeah.
map, I can see like everybody's logged into the map. So it's like Dominus of Latveria.
Okay, yeah, I'll
Latveria.
Your donut?
I probably should change the name to be Tic-Tac-Toe so that it's more.
All right. Where? Oh, the donut's back in the box.
What is your profession again, Tina? Like, what is the? Are you a magician? Like, why can you summon animals and stuff? And
Oh, I'm a druid.
oh, okay.
Classic woodsy, animal related druid. But with like a college brat flair.
Okay.
That's the goal. I'm
Do
gonna
you
get
guys have
some
the
water
same
real quick.
character for all your different campaigns? Like when you play others? No, you do different ones
Nope,
each
new
time?
character each time. I try to play different like class types
Races?
too. Yeah, races and class
Okay.
types.
Okay.
Although in the last one I was also kind of a druid, so
Oh yeah.
maybe not always.
All right, guys, it's about ready. Yeah, I know. One's right there. All right.
Yeah, I'll grab some water too. Well,
Yeah. Okay.
Chris is here.
Yeah. Oh, wait, I think I actually even have, again, music.
So we're making our way to bitter wine. You jump.
Yes.
Nope. Up.
Have
So
like voyage music.
you have Voyage, you have some Voyage music. So yeah, so you're making so you
Whoa.
get up on the turtle, and you start the turtle. Um basically, like, do you want to do any kind of like uh animal handling, or like do you have any ideas how to like kind of like help guide the turtle, or you're muted, Gage.
We could use
Can I
Tina's switch.
can we speak with animals and talk to the turtle?
Sure.
Smart. I'm glad you have that.
What'd you say?
Okay.
I
So
just said
yeah.
I'm glad you have that.
So the
Always
turtles.
important to bring
Okay.
speak with the animals.
Yeah, hungry. I like fish.
I'm like, can I ask the turtle and be like, hey, do you know how to get to bitter wine?
Bitter
Can I ask the
wine?
turtles how to get to bitter wine?
Bitter wine? What's bitter wine? I like
Okay.
you.
Tic-tac-toe gets a stick and puts a fish on the end of it, and then he puts it in front of the turtle and goes, all right, I know where
Oh,
bitter wine's at.
okay. You, do you mean some of their elves? Their elf cities? Do you mean the elf city? You
Yeah, yeah. I want one of the middle one. Do you know where the middle one is? I don't know if you know what that means.
I think it's not the one on the left, and it's not the one on the right. So he's okay. He starts setting off towards there, towards bitter wine. Uh, Skrizzlebop looks kind of sad as you're sailing off. He's kind of like, "Oh, I didn't really expect to be on this. As he's just kind of sitting there. But uh, the do you do and is there anything else that you want to prepare, like any kind of spells, or do you already have all of that?
I think we're ready for the
I don't
adventure.
think so.
Okay,
I
so
swapped out all the spells that I wanted, I think.
so the turtle makes its way. You actually like at this point now, because the bay had been kind of drained, had been lowered because of the moons, that they kind of became in alignment. I don't know if you remember that, and then that kind of the tides that had really came out, and then they kind of really made it shallow. It's a little rough on the turtle, but uh, Snapper is able to handle it. He's able to keep you afloat as he's going along. Uh, you the You're able to basically make like actually like a tiny little camp, like literally like a little tent, because you are on the water, but you're able to at least shield yourself, um, so you can at least be modestly protected and you don't roll over the side. Uh, so um, as the dawn rises, you you see the town, the city of Bitter Wine in the distance. You do notice that the waves are, that there's a little bit of chop. It's not too crazy. The note had mentioned that they were being under siege, but as you get closer, you can start to hear in the distance that there are cries of creatures off, and you can kind of start, it's a little hard to make a roll of perception check for me. Anyone, you guys can all roll perception checks.
Okay. Where's that?
Just let me know what you get.
Dang, only 14 with a +6.
I got 11.
Oh, got 13.
Okay.
Sammy, be our perceptive savior.
You can roll for me, maybe.
Roll for you.
+6 to this roll.
16. So she got a 16.
Oh,
So
nice.
So Bethany is able to see. Bethany can start making out a little bit in distance. She sees like the creatures that you saw before. What is it? Saugahane. That she starts to see that there are some Saugahane patrols that are like cresting the waves.
Oh, those things.
And more than one, she sees some off in the distance that side. She sees some over on the distance over there. And you're getting, and as you approach, like you also, so yeah, you can hear their screams. The turtle starts to slow down as you're starting to get close, and he goes like, "This is really thick," and as you see him kind of like swimming, you look. I don't know. Why don't you look? If you look around you, you see that the water is chock full of like algae and vegetation. And you can see him that the turtle is really starting to struggle. You're getting within sight of the docks, and the turtle basically, like, you can see he's just covered now. All of his arms and his face is now just starting to be covered by moss and seaweed and vegetation. And essentially you screech, you stop. The turtle is like, sits there, and he looks up at you, Tic Tac, and he goes, "I can't get through, it's so thick." And he starts to like kind of like push, and he even starts to try to like chomp at it a little bit, and he's like, "Oh, it tastes terrible." You
I
hear
guess-
you hear scream, the Bethany hears the shouts of the Saugahane. Then
So we gotta go, essentially, is what I'm hearing.
Guys, I think the Saugaheme are coming. I think we might have company.
Sokka who? No.
Saga. Why not?
Yeah, how do we get out of here?
I don't.
I can
Go talk to
carry
Snappy.
I can carry someone on my back, or
In the ocean? I'm
I have
confused.
a ring of water walking.
You are about, at this point, probably about
Run.
100 yards out from the dock. So
Yeah.
you're close to the dock. You're not too far
I think
away
we're
from the
out.
dock,
We
and you
just
see
ran out a little bit
ships
ago.
are there. Everything is
We
moored.
just ended.
But you see essentially like like it is all green. It is all seaweed and like algae. all the way up to the dock.
Huh.
I'm gonna do.
I'm looking through my spells.
I could summon a new steed, but I don't know how useful that's going to be if we're stuck. What does the fix mean?
I don't know, something.
Will the expeditious retreat work?
Expeditious Retreat gives you. It does actually boost your movement, and you could, yeah, you can
But he can't.
cast.
We're stuck, right? Like we can't keep moving forward. We have to do something.
It's you're barely. I mean, he's barely moving forward. He is moving forward very extremely slowly, but he's really stuck. And if there's any way that you could try
Any way to like
clear
up?
some of the right, if you could clear some of it. Bethany hears the Sagahane again.
I do have conjure animals, which is how I made all those wolves last time. I could pick an animal that eats algae.
Oh
make a few of those.
That's a good idea.
What animals eat algae?
Yeah.
What each algae? Could you make a whale?
I could probably make
Plankton.
one singular whale.
You could,
something small.
Or a swarm of plankton.
swarm of, I guess, catfish eat it.
There's a
Catfish.
a fish called algae eater.
It's like a plankton, right? It's literally like plankton. It's like a sucker, right?
Yeah, like a sucker. Yeah. I guess local catfish do that.
Could we? I mean,
Wait, what was the name of the fish? I missed it.
You can do a catfish.
Okay, I'll just do a catfish.
can we like do like a help action or something to like, can we like I can't like cast anything.
So I don't know what would you say a catfish's challenge rating is?
That's
Chris?
probably like an eighth. Yeah, if
So
that. You could
summon
maybe
six.
you could summon like we could see actually literally. Let's see.
Summon catfish and shrimp.
Catfish
snails.
5E. Giant catfish. The giant catfish lurks in waters. There's a challenge rating of 1. It is a giant
Whoa.
catfish.
I mean, you could get 2 of those.
How many challenge ratings?
I could
can you
do
summon?
2.
Yeah, you could try to do 2.
Well, it affects how many animals I can summon.
Could we like summon other creatures to like help pull the?
Yeah, I mean, she could, if you want, you could try summoning these catfish, and they could go out in front and kind of like chomp their way through.
That's the goal.
I could get like find steed and like summon like a dolphin or something to help like pull us or push us along.
You could do that to push the back of the turtle a little bit.
Or something like big. Can I do that, Chris? Can I cast find steed and?
Yeah, it would be a. Yeah, so it would be like what kind of steed, like what kind of water, ocean-born steed.
What do you guys think would be the best for pushing a turtle? I'm trying to think of like like a medium-sized thing that's not gonna like eat the turtle. I mean, I guess like
dolphin sounds good.
The turtle.
It could be a dolphin.
I would like to summon a dolphin to help push the turtle.
Cute.
I should make it be. They said they wanted a unicorn. I could have it be a narwhal.
Yeah.
I'll summon a narwhal to poke the turtle in the butt to get it going. Really poke it along.
Okay, so you cast. So you summon your catfish. You see these giant. You see they're.
I cast find seed and
you
summon a
cast your
narwhal.
find. So you see a pair of giant catfish. They're actually, how big are they? They are large beasts. So they're like the size of like a pony. You basically see 2 large catfish come up, and they go in front. And the turtle itself is pretty big, obviously because the turtle can see like, essentially like a good like 8 people. But yeah, these giant things come up, and they're just they just start, gobbling up, in front, slowly they're just kind of, and you see they're basically acting kind of like an icebreaker, and they're making like a little path in front of
Can
you.
the narwhal actually be in front using its horn to like push algae out of the way and like push like
Sure,
the biomass just from side to side to clear it for the turtle?
sure. So yeah, so like I said, so uh you have like 100 yards to go, and you're going now every like oh, okay. All right. What?
I don't like all these rolls he's making.
It's the
I
Sagahin coming up
I
to.
I need one moment.
One of them
I'm gonna
is
grab-
gonna succeed enough, and it's gonna Sagahin us.
I hate that.
I know
Last time we got
avoided
away
the
with-
fight last time.
Yeah. I'm gonna grab water real quick.
Bio break.
Can you look outside and look? Sorry.
This side?
The, okay, and then, usually the bottom. This-
Right. All right. So as you go about, oh, okay.
I'm just grabbing some water quick.
Oh yeah, I got mine.
Of course, we avoided the Sagahin before. I intend to avoid them now.
How did we avoid them before? Did we like?
We just didn't get the rolls required to like summon them.
Yeah, there was like stealth that you essentially like reduced your like yeah that you had to get a certain number of monster marks, and yeah, and then that was before.
So we're
This
100.
time you were 100. You move forward about 30 yards, and what happens is that the tide you see the water actually in front of you rises up into it's a big tidal wave of green soupy water, and immediately comes crashing down on you. I actually need everyone to roll initiative.
Oh shit!
Oh man.
Initiative.
I got a 9.
So
It's on your core sheet, between armor class and speed, right above where your hit points are.
Oh, there we go.
Non! Oh shit!
yeah, I know. I gotta actually delete. I gotta take that out. Who's Herman?
Where do I
Oh
go?
wow. Oh, these are all
Man,
these.
my initiative is so bad.
Okay, yeah. I will do a new turn order here. How do I delete? Oh, there we go. Wow. Remove all turns, clear list. Okay. So, oh, we actually, I mean, we don't necessarily have to have tokens. I'm gonna write this, just write it down. So
A
what
narrative
are,
battle. Here we
yeah,
go.
we're gonna have a little bit of a narrative battle. It's a little easier. So what are the initiatives?
17 for Sammy, 16 for Abigail, 13 for Dominus, and 9 for Tic Tac.
Okay. I need to have, it's all quiet. It's got all quiet. We're-
Dramatic background music.
So yeah, so what happens is Did I do that one already? Yeah.
Benny. What?
Okay. So an enormous wave comes crashing down onto you. This is basically it's actually a spell. This is what are be my spells? Okay. Evil there. Ooh, it's pretty good.
Shoot. How many Sagahin are there?
There are 5. You see 5 Sagahin burst out of the water as this tidal wave comes crashing down on you. The Sagahin are yeah, okay. On uh you all get hit. Dang it, I'm sorry. I'm trying to locate all of my info.
Five
Mm.
Sagahin.
You basically get hit with basically like I need you all to make a deck save. Is what I'm trying to say.
Oh boy. Okay.
Save.
What?
So roll your dexterity, and what is happening is
It's a
that
dexterity saving throw too.
Oh
Right.
heck
Specifically.
yeah. 17.
okay.
So it's on your
Rolling
character sheet. It's
good
on
today.
Okay.
the character sheet. It should be below.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, there we go. 19. Perfect.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay, so what do we have? We have a 17, we have a 19.
14 and a 13. Sammy and I got a 4, or Sammy got a 14. I got a 13.
We all
So
rolled pretty well.
you all actually save, so you all take half damage. So you get
Oh.
hit with a tidal wave that then
Oh
basically
dear.
crashes onto you. Because you all saved, none of you get knocked prone. Uh, and
So
where's that? All the way down there. So you all take then I guess you rolled usually
7 damage.
yeah, 8. Yeah, you all
8
take
damage.
8 damage though, because that it would be half damage from that.
Okay, 8 damage.
Okay,
I'm at
and so then the
39.
first to act, so you see 5 Sagahin, you see
Ouch.
2 they burst forth from the water. 2 of them are in front, 3 of them are 2 of them are in back, and then you see one of them is looks like she's actually like riding on top of an octopus, and she's the one then who cast a spell, this tidal wave.
Hey,
So
ugly.
that was her action. So yeah, that was actually her action. And so now Sammy goes next. Sammy's next in order.
How far away are all of them from me?
They're all on the turtle. They literally burst up out of the water onto the turtle.
With us.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me 1 second then. Changing what I'm doing.
I need more active
Wait,
battle-y music. Or some better music.
I like this music. It's very creepy.
Yeah.
You can do command. Tell one of them to screw off.
Ew. Sorry, I'm just refreshing myself on my spells really quickly.
You see that the priest, like the ones that burst out of the water, they basically jumped off of something, but that the one that's still in the water
Mm-hmm.
is she's on top of a giant shark.
Okay. Um, okay, so I am going to sorry, it's taking me a second.
No, it's yeah, it took me a little while just to kind of get back into the swing of things.
I
Yeah.
gotta think about what to do next. I'm used to my DOS2 character having so much more health.
Okay, so these
Oh,
how
you print the coffee.
from the docks right now?
You're only like about like 60 yards away from the docks. You made it forward like a good like about a third of the way, and they were basically trying to perceive you, and eventually they perceived you like pushing
Okay,
your way through the sewage or through the whatever.
of the saga hymn, four of them are on the turtle, and
Four of them are on the turtle, and then one of them is in the water.
one of them is in the water on the giant shark.
Shark.
Yeah.
Okay. I think now I have refreshed enough to do this. So I guess towards the one on the shark, I will. Okay. So I will, I guess, target the shark slash saga him that contingent. And I will do I will try to cast Ray of Sickness.
Okay.
So I need to make a ranged spell attack. What do I roll for that?
You roll a d20 and then you add your intelligence. You're basically if you had like an intelligence spells, like
Oh,
what
yeah.
what would be your bonus from your whatever your spell casting is?
Okay, I
So for
see.
you
I
would
see.
probably be intelligence.
It is.
And then whatever your spell attack bonus is. So it's like I have a spell attack bonus of 7.
Okay, so that would be 13, I think, with my fire.
Is the final you only have a 3? Are you sure you only have a 3 spell attack bonus?
I think I only have. All right, let me go check back on the spell page.
I was gonna say it'll be on your spell page. It'll say like spell save DC. Like my spell save DC is 15 and my spell attack bonus is 7.
Wait, sorry. It's a 16. Sorry.
Okay, I was going to say okay, a 16 just hits.
Okay. I because of that, they need to do it hits. So they are at the very least poisoned till the end of the next round. And then they
As an
have
example, yeah.
to
See.
do a Constitution saving throw to figure out how much damage they're taking. Oh,
So it's a possible 2d8, right?
yeah, possible 2d8.
I can see like I actually clicked it on your character sheet and then we could
Okay.
yeah. And then we could click that. And then you're casting it at what, at level 1?
No, I'll cast it at a level 2.
I'm just doing it as an example. You can re-roll that if you want, because that was actually like what is
Yeah, I'm
that?
sorry. I'm familiar with Roll20. How do I roll this spell on Roll20?
So if you go
I
to
think you just click
spells
the spell.
Just click
and
it?
then you click it and then that'll make the attack and then you actually click then yeah, there you go. And then if you actually click within the ray of sickness, it then does the damage.
Okay.
So if you just click the ray of sickness button right there, that then after you roll it, there you go. What I'm not. Yeah, so that would be 11. So there'd be then 11 poison damage. So
Yeah, and then
three.
they're also, I think. Oh no, okay. I think
Yeah,
it's. I don't know if they're because it hit. I don't know if they're still poisoned until the end of my next turn as well.
yeah. Ray of Sickness is 2d8 poison damage. You must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, it is poisoned until the end of your next turn. So then I'm going to roll. Its Constitution is it's okay.
I'm gonna roll a 14.
Nope, I rolled a 10. So okay, it immediately so. Bethany, you raise. Do you have like a scepter, or do you have like a wand? Do you have like a staff?
Um, no, Beckany doesn't have a staff. She has a pom pom that to cast the spell.
So you shake your pom pom, and then out from it, this sickly green light shoots forth, blasts the Sagahin, the priest, in the chest. It tries to move away, but it blasts it right in the chest, and it immediately starts vomiting up this black bile out of its mouth. And it takes, what did it take? It took
11 points.
11 poison damage. Okay.
The saga how it dies, right?
No. Okay.
This
That was a
is
good
going to
one,
be
Sam.
quite a battle.
Yeah.
I know, I gotta get through 4
Okay,
of
I
these
am
guys.
okay. All right. All right. Okay. So that was Sammy's turn. Okay, next is actually Tina.
Okay. Oh, sorry. There's a plane passing. Love living by Reagan. I'm actually going to just punch him with my scimitar. Is there one close to me?
Yes, yeah. You can hit one.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay, so you're hitting
Wait,
one of the
wait.
normal dudes, right?
Yeah, how do I roll for that again? I'm sorry.
I think it's on your main core page. You go down your below your
Item?
hit dice.
Ooh.
I have a whole area where I have all of my spells and
Oh, there it is. Yes.
Warhammer.
Thank you, I was missing that. Wait, okay, I clicked on it. Oh, it just delayed. Can we go with the second one now?
Sure.
Please,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We'll go to the second one. Okay. So you hit. So you hit
I'm gonna
what?
fight
Yay.
through 5 of these guys.
Yeah. Okay. So
then it's 1d6 plus 2.
You just hit
Okay.
the scimitar button and it'll do the damage
so you
for you.
you swing your scimitar
Oh.
into it. These are the Sagahin are. You see, they have
3.
dark blue scales. They're clearly fish. They're they're really making this. They have these kind of crude tridents. You also see that they're kind of they're streaks of black running up and down their bodies.
Dang.
Okay. So yeah, so there are 4 of them. So how much damage did you do?
Only
8?
3.
3? Okay. They're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, they're not. You cut into them. You cause some damage. It's all good. Okay. Next is, close that. Oh, okay. Okay. Next is actually, so that was Tina. The Sagahin now go. So there are 4 Sagahin. They're basically 2 of them are going to attack Tic Tac in the front, and then 2 of them, because you cut into them, the other 2 are now going to attack you, Tina.
Great.
So They each make two melee attacks, one with its bite and one with its claw. You see, one of
Ugh.
them will make it with like um, uh, two of them. One of them has a spear. One of them has a claw. So okay, here it is for Tic Tac. So we're gonna try. Here's here's attack one.
Oh man.
That
Oh, my armor
misses.
class is 13.
Okay, here's attack. Here's attack. Here's a second attack against Tic Tac. Okay, here's
That
Yeah.
third
also
attack.
misses. That also
Dang.
misses.
Really?
Oh wait, for you.
That's
I have an
I thought you
AC
said it was
20.
against
I
Tina.
have plate armor.
Whoa. Okay. All right. So then he's gonna try to bite you again. You see, they're just like whacking you, and it's clinking off your armor, and they're like, oh, the turtle. Oh, it's like they're like stabbing you and trying to like break through. Now we have the two that are going to attack Tina. So we have one of them is going to use its claws.
Oh, now.
And that one.
Doesn't
so
hit.
Then, so he swings at it, and it kind of like it's off balance when it jumps up, so it loses its next one. And then the next one now tries its two attacks, and it's also going to try with its claws. So it gets
That hits.
that hits, and then here's its bite, and then that misses. So really, it's not a lot.
How much am I
does the
taking?
claw attack
5?
do?
It's whoops, yeah, 2. All that for
Oh,
2 points.
great.
Okay. Now it is Dominus's turn. So you see
Okay.
these 4 actually they actually have advantage on melee attacks. No, you don't, you have all your hit points separately. Okay. Okay, so now it's Dominus's turn.
Okay, I'll try the magic missile.
Oh yeah,
That work?
okay. Yeah, the magic missile automatically hits. So who are you attacking?
All of them? Can I do that?
You have one missile for every 1d4 plus
3
1.
missiles.
It's if you
It's
cast
3
it,
missiles, and then it's a dart deals 1d4 plus 1.
yeah. So yeah, so
Okay.
each one does 1d4 plus 1. So you can just take that. So you can do 12 points of damage to one, or you could spread that out among 1, 2, 3. You could do 40 each.
Okay, I'll do that.
Are you
4 to
saying
each.
4 each?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to hit the one that's already been hit? Do you want to hit the one that is? Do you want to hit the priest?
I guess
There's
the
one
priest,
that.
maybe.
Okay, so you can
Yeah.
shoot one, add to the priest. So it's going to take 4
Yeah.
damage, and then so you have 2 others. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I guess just spread out the damage, yeah.
So you're spreading out the damage. All right. It is now Tic Tac's turn.
Okay, Tic Tac. Tic Tac Toe wants to.
Oh, I got to do Scrizzle Bop.
Yeah,
Scrizzle
Scrizzle Bop had better do
Scrizzle-
something.
Tribute.
Let me
But
roll
yes.
initiative for Scrizzle Bop.
Scrizzle Bop needs to contribute.
Damn, Scrizzle Bop.
Oh, there.
Yeah, now I'm looking at Scrizzle Bop and be like, hey, Scrizzle Bop, why didn't you do anything? You it's supposed to be our leader, right?
Let me see.
And
What
you're
is
just like,
his-
I was cowering for my
that's
I
what
forgot I
he
was
basically
here.
says.
line.
Yeah, he actually got the highest initiative of anybody. He has a 20. He ends up with
Nice.
Better get.
Go Scrizzle up.
I
So yeah, why don't you do it and then
will
I'll do him.
take a swing at just the one of the ones that tried to take a swing at me. I'll just take a big old cut
Okay.
at him.
And then we'll say that if you cause more than enough more damage than they have, they can cleave through it into the next dude.
Ooh. Well, I think this stuff is.
All right, perfect. Here
Okay.
is my roll. 21.
Now that
I would like to make
that way
that
hits.
a wrathful, or I would like to make that a thunderous smite if I can.
okay.
I think I can do that, right? I can proclaim.
Yeah.
a-
Oh yeah.
I can
Yeah.
proclaim a
You can do
smite
it after. Yeah.
it.
You can do it after you hit. You don't have to declare and then burn it and then burn it. And you don't get anything.
All right. So I'm gonna do a Thunderous Smites.
This is, are you to have a sword or is this a hammer or what is this?
This is my Warhammer.
Your warhammer. So you crack down on the Sagahin's head with this enormous warhammer yelling out, and it explodes in um uh
How do I?
it explodes in sick vape cloud.
Wait, how do I roll the?
So just click on Warhammer +1. Oh,
Yeah, but I want to
you
do this Thunderous Smite. How do I?
uh
Oh,
there
okay, it's
there we go.
5. Okay, 3 plus 2, so 5 plus 7, 13,
12.
12.
Okay.
Biologist, not a mathematician. 12 damage to
Okay.
the Soghin in front of me. There's the closest one that I can hit. I just take out my two-handed vape stick and I just whack them with it.
It must succeed on a strength saving throw or be pushed 10 feet away. So I'm gonna roll 14. It gets, actually, you crack down on it with such force. You crack it looks like it's still alive, but you knock it with such force, you knock it clean off back into the water.
Hey, bam! Back to whence you came.
Okay. There is, oh my God, I have way too many windows open. Close, close, close.
Okay,
I
so
have like literally have like a window open for like giant catfish. Okay. All right. So okay. So I brought that down.
All right, I used a charger for my Thunderous Smite.
Okay. All right. Now actually Skrizzlebop goes. Skrizzlebop does indeed look extremely like petrified at the idea of, that he's actually surrounded by monsters. However, he's going to try to sneak, and he's going to try to get behind one of them because he's so small. So he's going to stealth. 18 is better than that. So he successfully enters stealth, and he's going to sneak attack. And he's going to use then his dagger on the one who attacked Tina. So sneak attack gets so he does, let's see, what does he get? Oh, does he hit with an 11? Wow, what a shitty roll.
Yeah, he got a 5 there.
Yeah, he got a 5.
Yeesh.
The Sagahin,
Thanks.
no, he misses. He basically tries to cover himself with like the mossy green stuff and kind of sleek down below and tries to jump up and stab, but he misses. He actually misses him.
I look at
Dang, it
Skrizzlebop
was a
and I go,
valiant effort.
It's a
you
valiant
tried.
effort.
You
He
tried.
Okay, yeah. You can give the help action on your turn if you want to, but that will use up your action.
I was talking about Sammy's familiar can give
Oh yeah, the Sammy's
like
familiar
if she just wants to have her like familiar give the perpetual help action to her rather than having like an independent turn for it, she can at least just have that running.
what
Yeah.
the little puppy.
My familiar, it's an owl and it can't attack, but it can technically gets a turn in combat to do like support actions, basically.
What it can do is it could like flutter in front of their eyes to kind of like distract them, maybe.
Try to use it to distract one or scare it off. I think what I want the owl to try to do is like swoop down and like startle a Sagahin, just like distract it, maybe even try to see if it can scare it enough that it slips and falls.
So you mean one of them is, I'm gonna bold this. So one of them has already been knocked off into the water. There are 3 more on the
There are
turtle,
3
and then
more.
there's the
The one
priest who's riding a shark, essentially, in the water.
Yes. Priest is
The priest who cast Tidal Wave before.
okay. So I think what I want to do is
Yes, that was actually 3rd level. Okay, there it is.
it's my slash owl's turn, right? I'm not just like speaking over someone's turn.
No, yeah, no, we're back up. We're
Okay.
back up to the actually. So we're back up to the top, and actually, um, uh, the priest actually goes
Before.
you,
Okay.
before you. So she is, so
Still
you can see that
vomiting,
she
right?
still is retching, but what she does is that she attempts to cast, she looks at you, Bethany, then
Huh.
who, and she, it's kind of hard to, they're very kind of, with their fish language, but she yells out like, like, drag them down, blah, 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 like that.
Okay, but
And she points at you and she casts, she actually attempts to cast, hold person on you.
old person?
Hold person.
Old person.
Do
Old
I have
person.
a saving throw?
That's brutal.
Yes. Hold on. I'm going to bring it
Old
up.
person. That'd be so funny if that was a spell.
Yeah, hold person.
I
Old
can't believe
person.
that's the whole name of the spell.
Why is it so slow?
Is this gonna damage me, Chris?
Nope.
No? Okay.
Wait, did you say hold or old?
Hold. I did not say old person.
Oh, okay.
It's hold person. Hold
Oh.
person.
Oh,
The range you must
I thought you were gonna.
No, I'm not going to
I
make
thought
you
you were
old.
gonna
You're not
cast
about to turn her into an old person.
No, no.
That's what I thought.
So Sammy, make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Sorry, just navigating. Oh my gosh, what's going on?
No, it's cool. Yeah, it's a lot of like, do I do this? Where do I click? Do I click here? All right, what'd you get?
17 or 19?
19. You take the first number. Usually you take the first number because that's if you have an advantage. So 19 actually saves. Like her, so she reaches out, she calls out to the wave mother to grapple the humans and drag them down to the deep. But the wave mother doesn't hear her over the din of battle, and so you resist the spell. Uh, all right.
Good.
That otherwise then
Yay.
she stays on her shark. So that was her turn. Now Sammy, now it's your turn.
Okay, perfect. I'm just reloading my page. Sorry, something is wrong
No,
with my
no, yeah, no, it kind of got a little bit
Okay.
wonky.
My laptop or my Wi-Fi, because this happens a lot independently. Okay, so I guess Chris, if I could successfully get the owl to just before I go, if I could successfully get the owl to distract a target, could they have disadvantage on a saving throw?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna first try to get the owl to distract the priest.
Okay.
I don't really know what stats I have for this owl or if the owl just will do it, but I'm commanding the owl to try to distract the priestess.
Okay. I'm basically just going to give her a chance to basically make essentially like a constitution save. You see is this owl skeletal?
The owl is just an owl.
I didn't know because I remember before you talked about having like a skeletal poodle or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, that's just it's my pet.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you're going to like chuck the poodle at the priest. So, okay, you send the owl flying through the air. It basically starts to flap and flutter right in front of the priest's eyes, and she starts swatting it away. Go ahead and cast your spell.
Okay, so I'm gonna cast a cantrip. I'm gonna cast Toll of the Dead.
Okay.
The priestess is gonna have to make a wisdom saving throw with disadvantage. And if she fails, she'll get 2d12 of damage because she has damage already.
Okay.
I'm at the 5th level, I think, in terms of like my class.
Okay. All right. So 2d12. So the spell save DC is 14.
Yes. But she has disadvantage.
Okay, so I'll just roll 2d20s. Oh, whoops. Okay. Okay. So that's the first one. Oh, okay. So
So
it's
She
13.
already
So
failed.
no, she does have, but she does have a bonus because she is a priest. If she saves, does she take half damage?
I don't know. I just know that
I think it's
I think it's like an all or nothing
I think it's an
Yeah.
all or nothing. So she is able to shrug off the cantrip.
Darn.
Okay, do you want to move or do you want to, or is that
I guess for my bonus action leading into like my next round, I want to assess, is there like any separation in terms of feet between the Sagaheim who are on the turtle and our party, or like some members of our party like right up against them? I just want to.
basically two jumped up in front, two jumped up in back. The two jumped
Okay,
up in the front. One of them,
okay.
like Tic Tac, basically just cracked back into the water. So there's one left, and then the two in back, then they were attacking Tina, and then you were kind of in the middle between each other, and you're kind of casting past them to
The priestess.
the
Okay.
priest who's off on the side.
Okay, and the priest has taken, in my last round, the priest took 11 damage.
Mhm.
How is the priest looking?
The priest is looking okay.
Okay.
All right. So if that's your action, the next is up is Tina.
Okay. I think I'm gonna take the closest guy to me.
Mhm.
Actually, how far am I from the
You're within melee range of two of these guys.
Okay, so it probably doesn't matter which one I target.
Yeah, they both all of them have taken a little bit of damage.
Okay, so I'll
They're
target
all-
one of them.
Okay.
Actually, this might have like a expanding effect, so we'll see. But I'm gonna cast Ice Knife.
Oh yeah, okay. You could
Okay.
probably it could explode. That hits them. Yeah, it clearly
Yay.
hits.
21. Dang.
Oh, so it takes 14 damage.
If they do, they have to do DC
so-
14.
Oh, DC.
Wait, let me pull up the description.
They have to make dexterity save.
So
to
they
avoid-
take, because I hit, they take 1d10. The target takes 1d10.
Mhm.
Each has to save a dex save or take 2d6 cold damage.
There's one. He fails.
Ooh.
There's the other fails.
Nice.
So
they
they
each
both
take
take
2d6.
both of them. So they both take
They both take
both take 8, and then one of them also
14.
takes another 6, right?
Well, I don't
I
know.
thought
I think
the
the
initial
initial, it's the opposite. The initial hit is one target,
Yeah.
and then
so you
the
take 6,
2d6
and then
cold,
and then it explodes, and
and then the
cold.
2d6 cold goes to everyone around.
Yeah. So you see the one that you actually hit with the knife. It lodges in its chest and it bursts. And it still is alive, but it's just completely bleeding out of its chest. The other one
Nice.
also basically gets frozen a bit by it. You see it still is okay. But yeah, the one that you hit is definitely on death's door.
Nice.
nice.
Okay.
Good
So the next
job.
up
All right,
is
that's my turn.
that's your turn. The next up is the Sagahin. So they make the two there, they still are they shriek with a frenzy, and they attack both of them. So here are going to be two attacks against you, Tina. So here's one attack, one set of attacks. It's a 16.
Oh no.
Okay, so that you get
The
one
16
hit.
hits.
Then here's a second set. Okay, so
Why
you're
there's so
gonna
many? Ugh.
Because they both get a spear and a claw attack.
Ugh.
So you take and
Why are they always coming after me?
because you just blasted, oh, look at that. That's not a bad. So you take 7 damage because you just
Okay.
shot a knife right into their chest and it
Well, they
Are you
should
exploded.
looking?
just learn to take it.
I
The
have some
other
lay on
one,
hands I can give you.
the other one then attacks
I'm
Gage.
at about half.
Okay. He tries to attack me.
Your AC must be so high. What is your AC?
At 20, it's because I have
Dude.
plate armor, but I'm not 100% confident if it's completely accurate.
Okay.
Because I just don't know where the number change. Like, I don't know where I'm getting the extra number from, if any. Because I'm getting some from my dexterity, I get some from my. It doesn't say what I get my numbers from. But when I take off my plate mail, it gives me +6.
It says here your tic tac
Whoa.
should actually be, 20. So
Yeah,
let's see.
20.
So because you don't get a dexterity bonus, but yeah, your plate, you have heavy armor. It
I
is
do have heavy armor.
well, regardless. Yeah, that's okay. We don't have to worry about it right now. So they're still clinking off of
I'm a good tank.
one guy is clinking off of your armor.
Pink.
Okay. After this is now Dominus's turn. So you see one is severely injured. One is not too injured in front of Tic Tac, but is basically futilely like scraping claws across his armor. Two of them have been attacking Tina, and they've been kind of causing damage to her. One of them is bleeding out, and then there's the priest who is off in the water.
Okay, why don't we attack the priest? Can I do the? I guess what are my weapons? Are there like in the
You
list
should have
here?
like a
All of
crossbow.
these.
Yeah, I should have like a crossbow. Let's see.
Okay, I'll try the crossbow on the priest. Can I do that?
Yeah. Oh, that's the proficiency.
Oh, okay. Where's my?
It would actually be like
It'll be in like your item list. You'll see it'll say like crossbow, like right here. Mine
in
says
like the
javelin.
middle.
Oh, okay. I guess I don't have weapons. Okay, I'll just do the missile attack then.
No, she should have some.
No, yeah,
Oh.
you definitely have.
Here, I can add like a crossbow.
Yeah,
I
it's
thought
like that's my javelin.
Here, let me add a cross. Let me find like a hand. I could have sworn I had a hand crossbow. Here, I'm gonna add. Here, I'll give you actually. I'll give you that, and
Oh,
then
there
I'll
we
give
go.
you. Yeah,
Yeah, your character definitely should have a crossbow.
there.
Okay, let's do the.
So you should just be able to
Yeah,
click
you
on
should just
that
be able to click on
crossbow.
hand crossbow, and then it should. Okay, so it's 13 to hit. Oh no, that was
That's
Gage.
mine. I was just showing the.
So if you click on the hand crossbow, it'll roll to hit.
It's just when I click it, it's going to like rename it.
No, you actually need to click on the actual words. Like if I share, I'll show you how I
Yeah,
do
let
it.
me try. Let me open it again, maybe because
It'll be
when
on
you...
the. It'll be on the
You actually don't need to
attacks and
open it.
spell casting tab.
Yeah, so here, so you see this?
Oh, I see. Okay, there
So
we
it's
go.
like right there. So if I click it, then it rolls. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, there. What's that? 24.
Oh, jeez. Okay, yeah, you hit. So then you can click on that purple hand crossbow +1 and it'll do damage.
Oh, what happened?
Oh, that's actually like if you do like the sneak attack. The idea is, so why don't you roll your stealth, and then you can see then if you could actually jump up and then do that as a sneak attack. So basically the idea is that
Okay.
you go into hiding, and if you roll good enough stealth, then Her perception is let me see if she sees you. She notices you. Yeah, she sees
Oh
you. I rolled a
wow.
9. Yeah, I rolled a
Oh my
19. You still
God,
hit her.
she's
Wow.
perceptive.
You still hit her. You still caused 6 more damage. So you still
Okay.
it's just you didn't necessarily like she was like, no, you're not fooling me.
My
Okay.
goodness, how is her perception so high? What does she have, a 20?
Wow.
I rolled a 19.
But for wisdom, does she have
Yeah,
a
she's a
20
priest.
or
She has a lot.
she's
Oh
wise?
wow.
She's wise. She's a priest.
She is
Okay.
very wise.
All right.
All right,
Okay.
well, you hit her for 6 at
You
least.
hit her for 6. Okay. So that was Dominus's turn. And then it can go now Tic Tac and then Scrizzle Bob. And then we'll go back up to the top.
Okay, I am going to
Um,
try and I would like to try this ability. You tell me if I can.
ow.
That's
Where is it?
loud.
Oh yeah, here we go. I want to try and use this.
Dragon Fear. Okay.
So I gain the following benefits, so my strength, constitution, or charisma score is increased by 1 to a maximum of 20. The instead of doing a breath weapon, each creature of your choice within 30 feet of you make a wisdom saving throw, DC 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus charisma modifier. Um, I'm assuming they can all hear me, so
Yes.
as long as if they fail, they become frightened. And then I think that means they like run away.
So we have to make a wisdom saving throw. So what am I trying to roll against? Like what is the DC I need to get?
The
15?
DC is 8 plus your proficiency. I don't,
It says 15 at the top.
yes, but I don't. It says that it's supposed to be DC of 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your charisma modifier. My proficiency bonus is. Wait, where is my proficiency bonus? Is that like my wisdom?
Your
Would
proficiency bone is 3.
so it would be 3 plus 6, so it'd be 19.
It's 3. It wouldn't it be 17? 8 plus 3 plus 6? 17?
Oh, yeah, you're right. 17, 17.
All right. So we're gonna make 3 rolls. So you're gonna
And
capture you're gonna try to catch who are you gonna try to catch in it?
all of the Sagahin that are
And
on the turtle and the priest.
all of
I
them.
don't think the one that, because they're all within 30 feet of me, right? Or is the priest too far away?
No, the priest is within 30 feet.
Yeah, so I want to try and cast fear
Here's
on
the
all
one
of them.
next to you.
Of course, he gets a 20 freaking one.
Wow. How did
Got
I
a
get you?
natural 20.
You got an nat 20. Here's the
Wise boy.
one next to Tina. It looks like that's a fail. That's another fail. And then I'm going to roll then the priest. No, priest doesn't. So you see that like 2 of them on the thing, you open up your mouth and you let out such a roar that um, they start to they takes any damage can repeat the saving throw.
Yeah,
They
so they're frightened. So I
actually
think they have to use their whole movement to run away
to
from
run
me,
away. Right.
right?
So what they try to do, yeah, 2 of them, it's not actually the one next to you for whatever reason, maybe because you turned your head. and try to catch the ones to the back of the turtle. The roar echoes, they have very large ears, maybe for echolocation, and it really shocks their ears and they hold their heads and they kind of, you can see that they're shaken, and even the priestess is shaken.
Actually, they don't run away. They just they have disadvantage on
Disadvantage on
ability
it.
checks and attack rolls while the
Okay.
source of its fear is within line of sight. So any attacks they make are now at disadvantage.
Okay. So, okay.
And they can't move closer to me.
Okay. So Scrizzlepop is going to try to go back into sneaking. He's going to try to stealth again. And then he's going to try to attack. He actually does pretty well with stealth. He gets a 19. And he's going to try to come up behind Tina and then try to finish off the one that's at Tina. So here he is attacking then from stealth. So he does hit. And then so he does 4 plus the sneak attack. So he does 14 damage. And he basically plunges his dagger through the back of one, and he finishes one off. So now you're left with
Yay,
that's
Scrizzlepop.
one of the frightened ones.
He avenged me.
The one that's not frightened, and then the priestess. So now we're back up at the top. And
Yeah, wait,
then
which one isn't frightened? The one that's next to
the
me?
one that's next to Tic Tac, yeah.
Okay.
I believe then the top of the order is actually the priestess. Now she got frightened. She sees now that two of her guys are now, one of them was knocked off, one of them is dead, one of them is really hurt. She looks at them, she looks at the situation, and then she actually dives beneath the water. You don't know where she goes. So that was her turn. Next is Sammy.
As long as she doesn't get closer to me, because she can't get closer to me. She
I don't know if that was a retreat or if she's coming back.
Let's kill the other one.
You see kind of like the vegetation kind of like flows back around her where it's really still thick. The turtle has been slowly kind of pushing forward. So now you're only like about 30 yards, 40 yards away. You were at 60,
so it's like
now
the
you're only
turtle
at 40.
it's like
I yell
turtle-
encouraging.
The catfish are chomping their way.
I yell encouraging words to my catfish.
Okay.
Chomp away.
Go munch.
So now it's Bethany, if Bethany wants to go.
We said kitty cat. Kitty cats.
Bethany.
Sorry. Didn't realize I was muted. So there's only one Songaheim left.
There's only one Songaheim left. Yeah.
I'll repeat what so I guess it's scared.
No, it is not. It is the last one, but it is not. At least as far as you know.
I'll send before I guess I go, my familiar will just swoop in and to try to distract it to give it disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
And cast I guess on this one. But has this Songaheim been damaged?
He's only been damaged by Dominus's magic missile.
He has taken damage.
He's taken a little bit of damage.
Okay.
He's just been futilely whacking away at Tic Tac.
I'll cast the Toll the Dead cantrip again. So depending on how the owl went, potentially with disadvantage, the Songaheim will roll a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, so disadvantage then, right?
Yeah.
So here's one. So what am I trying to roll?
14.
Well, that's a 6, so it probably already fails then.
So because I'm a 5th level wizard.
So 2d12.
It's 2d12 of damage because it's taken damage already.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to?
Oh yeah,
you could just slash roll 2d12. Whoa, 14. Okay, you hear a loud bell, and you see this again. This, instead of the green poison energy, this kind of black necrotic energy shoots out of your palm and envelops the Songaheim, and you see it withers. It still is standing, but it withers it withers in front of you.
Okay.
And it dries out, and gets all cracked. The Sagahin is next. It's actually on it's action now on 15. It apparently might now be by itself. And see, it has been I'm gonna roll to see if it
Some
stays.
chicken noodle soup.
I'm gonna roll charisma to see if it, or I guess, yeah, I guess it would be like a charisma save to see if it decides to flee. So I'm gonna say that it has to beat like a 15 to stay.
Dang, 15 is good.
No.
Okay.
Okay. It
Run.
has taken a lot of damage. It decides to jump overboard. So it jumps overboard, and you see it disappear beneath the green water.
Okay. Should one of us maybe roll like a perception check or something to see what's going on with the priest? I could also turn my familiar into an octopus and send it down to see if it sees any.
That's a good idea.
Whoa.
I
You can just do
see
that?
I have no perception, so I can try,
Roll
but
perception.
I think I'm gonna turn my owl into an octopus and send it down to see if it senses.
Can you describe how that transformation takes place?
I
Yeah.
now see why DMs don't allow or the familiars in their
Let me-
games.
I can do it. Okay.
Allow me to just turn this owl into a fish.
Oh, I can see through my familiar's eyes. I can dismiss my familiar. I can dismiss it forever. I can't have more than one familiar at one time, but I can cast the spell again, and it's a ritual, and have my familiar just adopt a new form.
Okay, what I will say is that
We still in
we have
combat.
basically exited combat.
Okay.
This
But-
patrol is like broken up.
Okay.
You can cast it to then try to see like what's going on, and you are slowly making your way towards the dock. The dock is close. You actually see there are a few people at the dock that they see you, and they're like, they
Okay.
see that they're like hushed, like, oh my god, they're pointing and whatever.
Wait,
But you're
are
still
these like bad
about
people or good people?
no, they appear to be just people on the dock. You're like about 30 yards out. You can send the familiar down, the octopus down if you want.
Well, I think it's a casting time of an hour to change it, so maybe I cannot.
You can just cast it as a spell, right?
I guess I can and just use a spell slot. Yeah, so I guess I'll cast it as a spell instead of a ritual, and I'll send the octopus down to see.
So, like, the way that I see it is that you, instead of doing like the normal summoning where you take your time, maybe you have like a little feather, you offer something, you immediately speak the words of magic, and the owl looks at you, and then its form starts to bubble, and then immediately like tentacles like start to like sprout out of it, and its feathers just flump down onto the back of the turtle,
Tic
and
Tac
it
Toe
just
just starts screaming.
it's a little bit gory as it drops on top. It basically head swells up, and then it gets kind of like the two eyes on either side,
Like,
and
don't look
its
at
beak does kind of move a little bit down under the tentacles.
don't look at Fifi, guys. She's shy. She's having a moment.
And then you see it kind of slithers, and it looks up at you, kind of expectantly waiting for you to command it.
Okay, Fifi, go down and just look around and see if you can see the priest down there. But be careful. Don't let
Okay.
it see you. And I think I can look through its eyes when it goes down.
It holds up a tiny little tentacle, and it like gives a little salute. And then it slithers off, and then it flumps down into the water, and it disappears down into the water.
I look at Bethany and I just go, truly one of the most horrifying things I've ever seen.
What do you see? So it goes out into the water. What is
I see through its and see what it
how far? Like how much do you? I mean, you can describe a little like how far you want it to go, or how much time you want it to to spend. But you are slowly approaching the dock.
can.
You cut out.
What like rate are you moving at?
You're moving at like about
I think I'll tell it to like to stay within 100 feet of the turtle until it gets to the dock.
Oh yeah, it could stay within 100
And
feet.
it,
So it goes below.
From the dock.
yeah.
What you see, why don't you roll me a
Yeah, and it
I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
yeah, perception check. And
Yeah, why don't you roll
senses that
perception
an
check?
Any senses that do you want perception or investigation?
Why don't you do perception?
Okay.
Oof.
Not good perception.
6. Okay. It goes, what it does see is that it goes below. It actually notices that first thing that you see is that you see actually lines that have been strung up and that are like hanging down. And they are like oyster lines. Basically, you see like oysters, like aquaculture, that have been hung up there. And you see that as soon as you get below, like the vegetation layer itself is very thick. The vegetation is several inches thick. It has to kind of swim through it. And you could easily tell that, like, the vegetation, it doesn't seem normal. It seems very clingy to the octopus. The octopus is kind of slippery. It's able to kind of slip through it. Once you finally break through, you see that the water below is more or less normal, but you see that you see this evidence of aquaculture that the town has set up, that they have a little bit of a distance out from the dock, and they have these mussel traps, essentially like hanging mussel lines. You go down a little farther and you can see the problem is that it's dark. That's why you don't have very good perception, because the seaweed and the algae is choking off a lot of the sunlight. And so it's pretty dark down there. You can notice you don't see evidence of the priestess.
Okay.
She is gone as far as you could tell. She went down below the waters. You can probably guess that she probably fled, seeing that she wasn't going to be nearly that as effective. And as you're slowly were making your way, the vegetation is still there, so maybe you might have a hard time. I don't know if you want to what you do once you make one more roll. Just do another like perception.
Okay. I could roll investigation.
No, that's okay. So you just notice
the dice are telling a story.
The dice are telling the story, and the story is that it's actually pretty dark down here. It's been all the sunlight's been choked off. You see that there's mussels on there, that the mussels themselves, if the octopus kind of grabs a little bit, they look kind of sickly. They don't look great, but otherwise you can't really tell much.
What does it taste like? Octopi can taste with their tentacles. They have chemoreceptors.
It tastes
Get scienced.
It actually tastes like diseased. It tastes like sickly. The octopus retches, if an octopus can retch, but it tastes like sickly.
Can the octopus touch the algae too and see if it tastes similar?
There's a faint hint of the algae, but there is maybe a little bit in the background. But the algae might be just excessive plant growth.
Okay.
Okay. So at this point now, you have turtled into the dock. And you see then that literally there's like this small group of fishermen and dock workers. They rush out to you. The first thing that you notice is that everyone is very like dirty. They're all covered in like kind of dirt. There's like, it seems a little bit odd. It's just that like, this is, like normally you'd be kind of surprised. Like the air itself is a little bit heavy in this area, and they all look expectantly at you, and they start saying like, finally someone is here. You're here to help, right? You're here to help us. And they kind of look at you, and when they see that, like, Tic Tac kind of, do you do anything do you do anything?
One second.
And then
I guess I'm looking around to see if I recognize any faces out of the crowd initially. I mean, I got my family, I wasn't in Bitterwine long, but I might have like known some of the locals. Do I know anybody on the dock?
You don't necessarily recognize anyone at the dock offhand. As you know, they are I mean, yeah, you probably, these might be more like kind of like say the fishery side of the town and not really of more the agriculture side of the town. Um, but when you arrive, like you said, you arrive and they are you're like, but you're here to help, right? You will help us. And then they see you, and because they see you as a bunch of kids, essentially like they kind of look and you see they're murmuring back and forth amongst each other, saying like, these aren't I don't, who are these people? Who are you? So yeah, so they ask you,
I
who are?
just want to loudly pronounce, we're on a field trip. That's the first
And
thing I want to say to him.
And then
Oh, go ahead, Bethany.
Bethany just like shakes her pom poms after that proclamation, and it's like, yeah.
you
Okay,
see
I think Tina
literally
is
like one of the dock workers like holds their head and wails and turns and like runs and says, "Oh, we're doomed," and turns and runs. And then the other ones look very worried, and you hear like you see now like a couple of soldiers like literally come like running up to you, and they see you. They
Wait,
need it.
not the crown
They're
soldiers,
not.
right?
No,
I'm
they're not the
gonna
crown. They're a
Okay.
few like elvish. Yeah.
Tina's gonna kind of interject and say we were sent by the headmaster who was kept at the school due to
Due to the crown.
my headphones just died. Sorry. Due to military rule of the
Military law, martial law.
martial law.
You hear they say like one or two of them basically says like maybe should we take them to the temple, and they're saying no, we need to take them to the council. And you see like these soldiers immediately come up because now there's just been this commotion. This woman has run off like wailing, and there are these other people. There's this discussion,
Yeesh.
and this pair of guards basically come up, and then they say you have to come with us now.
I was like,
We need your help.
all right,
All right.
let's go. Can we
Okay.
take a rest first?
No,
my health needs a little healthing.
what did you take? What damage you take?
I only took like 9 damage.
Oh, okay. So
Your health needs a little health.
yeah, so you go right. So the guards
Yeah,
say
right.
like follow us.
I want to cast.
I
Wait,
took, like,
can I?
20 damage.
I'm gonna cast. Lay on hands. I'm gonna give 15 HP back to
Tina.
Tina.
Thank you.
Okay. So the guards then say, come with us to talk with the council, and they start leading you away. You do hear in the background that one of the dock workers shouts out, only the forgiveness of Shoggoth will save us. The council knows nothing. And he's just shouting that at you as you are being led away to meet the council.
Would any of us know who is?
No, no.
Yeah, can I make like a religion
Yeah,
check?
well, actually,
to
yeah.
see
Why
if-
don't you?
Yeah. Let's make some religion checks.
Let me make a religion check. I'm not very well. I am a paladin,
What?
so I am pretty religious, but I'm not good at. Ooh, I got a natural 1, and it was subtracted by 1, so it's a
Pay
0.
attention in Sunday school.
I am a paladin, but I am not. I'm not a very what would you say? Strict paladin.
Paladin in name only.
I just call myself a paladin. I worship the god of joy and laughter, so I think he's a little bit.
That's so vague.
The edible god.
Okay.
Exactly. He's just a
What
big
was
donut. I just
oh
worship the donut.
zero? Did anyone else want to try like a religion or
Um,
I have a 0 religion too.
no? But that's just the bonus. You never know. Maybe
Oh,
Oh, okay.
no, that was like my actual roll. My bonus is a -1.
I have a 3. I'll roll religion. 15.
Here we go.
okay.
So what do I know?
Even if the answer still is no, we won't know anything about it. Might as well
It's a
try.
religion of 13. I don't know if
Tina got a 15.
Tina got a 15. I don't know
Yeah.
if Bethany wants to try or not.
Already rolled before tic-tac-toe.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, you
Oh,
rolled
I
a
didn't see
6.
it. Oh, you
Yeah.
rolled a 6. Okay. So, you've never, Shoggoth doesn't spring to mind. You haven't, it's not a normal, what you do know is that it's not a part of the normal, maybe
Mm.
pantheon of gods. Um, Tic Tac would know that, normally in this town, because it's a merchant town, they would probably be worshiping a god called Joaquin, who is like a god of trade and, is like pretty much like kind of like, neutral aligned and is like, yeah, let's just kind of hang out and chill, neutral good to like do stuff. But it's not like, I don't know if you know any roll 20 or not roll 20, but like any
D&D gods.
like D&D gods, but it's not like in Baldur's Gate where it's like it's not necessarily an evil god like Bane or like Kelevamore or something, which is like a god of death. It's not like a good god like Tyr, who's like a justice, or Ilmater. You haven't ever heard of this. So it's not whatever this god is not part of the normal pantheon.
Somebody
Um,
new, a
yeah.
new upstart god.
This person is like essentially the same. It would be the same as like
I was letting it soak for a little bit.
if they would be like literally like the people on the soapbox just shouting out like you know you know your souls are all in jeopardy. Shoggoth the only one who can save us. This everyone must, he's just spouting off like a whole litany of stuff, and the rest of that crowd, they just disperse. They just go back. You
All
are
right,
being
I'm
led
walking up to the. Can I walk up to the Doom Crier? I want to talk to him, or am I not allowed to?
No, I mean, the people, you're being led away, but you can stay back a little bit and talk to the Doom Crier.
I want to talk to this Doom Crier. I want to walk up to him and be like, "Hey, who is this? What is it pronounced? How is it said?
Shoggoth.
Shogoth? Who's this Shogoth?" I was like, "What's this about?" Last time I was here, Shogoth, whoever this was, wasn't here.
He grips your like collar and he looks directly in your eyes and he goes,
Oh gosh.
"You must bow. You must pledge yourself to Shogo, or he is the only way." And
I
you can
breathe a
see
little
his
smoke out of
eyes
my
are
nostril.
like his eyes are. You can see. Actually, roll a perception check.
My perception is not good. 19. That was a natural 20.
So what you
Nice.
so you got a nat
There you
20.
go.
So you can actually see like a little bit of dark lines in his veins and in his eyes. And he is like almost frenzied in this state. And
Oh wait, sorry.
yeah, you were watching basically like, essentially it'd be like, yeah, exactly. Like, this person's shouting on a street corner. Some bro comes up and just like gets in his face and just kind of blows the smoke. And then the dude grabs him and it's like very intense staring, like face to face like that. That's what you kind of are seeing, Bethany.
I blow a little smoke out of my nostrils right directly into his eyes.
Can
It just kind of blows through.
Can Bethany run up and Perception or Arcana or whatever check you want, or investigation check, to see if like
You can
the like look or appearance or like scent isn't any way similar to like whatever was diseasing the oyster farm?
what I mean, you can try a roll, yeah, or if you want
Yeah.
to cast a spell, or I don't know.
No, I'll start by doing it. I can do an investigation check maybe,
Sure.
or
Yeah, try an investigation
That's a
check.
good idea.
So
Okay.
you can kind of with a 17, what you're seeing is that he is a kind of bit disheveled. He has what you get is definitely kind of a whiff, yeah, I'll say make it a whiff, like an air or of it may be kind of like before the tentacle tasted the oysters, but in the mussels. But this definitely has a feeling that it might be similar to that.
okay.
And I don't know, yeah. And you see the guards yell out, stop, like the stop messing with the locals. We need to talk with the council.
Chris, this reminds me all of what the black water was like. That I
What
like
do
the
you
water.
Ooh. Is the
what do you
black
mean?
water reacting at all?
Yeah,
Like
the
if she
black
takes it out, is it moving around in the vial at all?
remind me of like when I investigated the black water earlier. Are there any similarities? Can I like take the black water out and see if it reacts at all? 'Cause
I
have
mean, if you pull when you pull the black water, when you pull the little tube out, um, he you see that
Shit, are we about to roll the uh-oh.
he takes a swipe at it. He tries to grab it.
oh no.
Uh-oh. What is that? Is that a strength saving throw?
That's a 12. Yeah, so why don't you roll your strength to see if you
Oh
can.
no, Becky's not strong.
I want to give the help action because I'm sitting face to face with this dude, looking at him, being like, I see him like move, and
Yeah,
I
he
want
lets
to
go
move
and
to
he
like
immediately
slap.
he basically
I'm gonna move to
tries to do
slap
that
his
to like
hands
grab it.
away. Yeah, I move to
So
intercept.
Bethany can roll with advantage.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Okay. So wow, look at that. Both saving
No,
throws.
that was your. They already roll with advantage. So the 7 was your first.
Oh, the
Would have
7
been
was the
your,
first. Yeah,
and
so
then
it's
the 7. Well, the
17.
17 is the advantage.
Thank
Yeah.
God.
17 is so
Becky,
yeah, so he
my
grabs and you like
strength.
pull your arm away and he starts like kind of like he has now like he's not looking at Tic Tac anymore. Now he sees that and he kind of moves towards you to try to grab it.
Tic Tac just wants to tackle
Gonna
him.
like run. She's gonna like scooch back. She'll do a backflip back. Or
All
like
right, never mind. Bethany got this.
Bethany backs off, and actually at this point, a guard comes up and puts his arm in between and basically puts his arm on the guy. This disheveled man looks like just distraught, and then he says, he says, "Soon, you will all come soon." And he turns, and then he just runs away.
Mm.
And then
Very interesting.
the guard turns to you guys and says, "This is why we need to talk.
Okay.
Let's go
To the cancel room.
to the cancel."
To the cancel
Okay,
room.
so the town itself is it is a city. It's not necessarily like a castle that he's leading you through. If you can imagine, it's like an enormous, it would be kind of a more modern castle, like some of the England, like essentially like big manor houses. Like it's not a kind of like medieval castle necessarily with like turrets and stone in that. Like the town is surrounded by a brick wall, like a tall brick wall, and itself that there are buildings inside. There are only like there are like a couple hundred people, living in the town. And so it's like it's a big tall manor house. You can see there is like one kind of like large tower with like a dome, a glass dome on top, and they're leading you into the tower or they're leading you into the house. As you walk through the town, you are immediately struck. There is like mounds of dirt and like sloppy vegetation just everywhere throughout the town. It looks like if you were to take in like, basically just like thrown like enormous moss. Like there's like, and it's like vines and moss, and it's muddy, and there's this
Just looks
thick,
overgrown.
looks overgrown. There's this thick haze, this thick feeling of spores and like heaviness in the air as you're walking through the town into the manor house. And it's hazy, even though it's like it's supposed to be like, this is supposed to be dawn and this is supposed to be like a morning sun. It is all overcast. They lead you into uh, the manor house, and you can hear that there is like other conversations going along, and they lead you basically upstairs um, to like a large meeting room. And in that meeting room, as they open the door, you then see three figures who are sitting in a table, and then there are two. You can see there's also like another like one or two guards in there. The guards open the door and they say, you know, um, Councilman, these children have just arrived. And the councilman looks up at you and kind of gives you like a really kind of like odd look at like, he says like, children, we asked for help. We asked for the elves to help us. And we have children showing up.
We're
Well,
on a field trip.
You see,
Okay,
actually,
yeah.
one of the elf, like with dark, you can see besides there's like, you see, so there are three people sitting there. You see actually like a turtle, like a turtle on one side. You see an elf in the middle, and you see a dragon born on the right. You see there's a fourth elf who has dark skin and she has very tight hair. And then she goes, they're students. Can't you tell they're students from Callum? They're students from Falcor.
I do interject to say what I said before, that we are sent from the headmaster who is detained at Callum
Yeah. Can
due
we
to
just,
martial law.
yeah, I was gonna say, can we just like explain to them like the reasons
The
that
whole
brought us
thing.
here as to like why, like we're here
Yeah,
as Falco's
got your owl.
group. Yeah, wait, didn't they get the Raven that he sent? He sent a Raven before us.
Oh, I'm not ready.
You see, like actually that
They shouldn't be
because
surprised that a bunch of
the
kids were
while the
rolling
dark
in.
brown elf is there, that she has like a little that she has the raven like with her. It appears in that the
Raven was a
raven,
ghost headmaster.
I waved
Yeah.
to the Raven.
Aww.
uh that so the main you can see the head of the uh he still looks at you, and he says, um how did you how did you uh uh how were you able to get past the blockade?
I
How were
pat
you
my
able to how were you able
warhammer.
to get past the Sagahin?
I like gently stroke my warhammer, looking at it in the background.
Two big catfish.
We've been
And
our
a
ships
bunch of
have been our
shells.
ships have been mired in in seaweed and mush for the past week, and it has grown so large that we can't send any ships out. And when we do, the Sagahin are there to attack the ships from below and drag it down.
Should have tried a
Do you know
turtle
where?
instead of a ship.
Do you know where the algae came from?
As soon as you say that, you hear like a shout in the distance of incoming, and you hear like this like the sound of something like a large rock or something hitting, like basically like you hear a little shock and it reverberates, and he turns and he looks at you and he says, that is where everything is coming from.
Yeah, so what's the
What?
siege situation looking like? I heard that there was a siege. Who's sieging? How long? From where? We need some
Even
details.
inside, you can still feel like the spore, like how heavy the air is, and you
Mm.
can see there actually are like vegetation creeping in. He looks at you, and the priest says, the actually the turtle actually turns and looks and says, um, "We are being besieged by moss, basically by a druid or someone who has been lobbing um like vegetation covered in black
Mm.
water or black oil into the city. They have been doing they have been doing this for several days now. At first, at first our town was happy, we were thriving, and then the crops in the field started dying. And
Mm.
when at first, we sent out a ranger, we sent out a small patrol to find out why all the crops surrounding our field were starting to die, and they did not return. We then sent out another group of armed with knights. They did not return. And as soon as we sent them out, then the walls were attacked by we don't know what, these mossy horrors which were smashing on the doors. When we tried to repel them using the power of our divine god Joaquin, or we tried to burn them with fire, they just shrugged off the fire that we used. We had hoped because they were plants that we could burn them, but everything is too wet and too mossy, and it didn't work. Only when our druid was able to blight them were did the attack stop at the gate, and now they have set up a ballista and are lobbing enormous mounds of dirt and vegetation into the city. The As he's saying that, then the 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 other the dragonborn. So, like I said, there's a dragonborn, there's a turtle, and then the head is the elf. The dragonborn actually says, and then when this was happening, then we started the people in the town abandoned their belief in Joaquin, and they started professing their faith to this other entity, to this other creature named Shogoth. And now many people in the town have are pledging themselves to Shogoth, and they're demanding that we throw open the gates and let them in, and that only Shogoth can save us. The head councilman says we sent ravens for aid, and we haven't heard back from the other ravens. We sent ravens to the other two elf cities, and the dark elf says, and we sent it to Callum. The university is the closest of the three, so the university got the raven first for help. We don't know why. We don't know what is this vegetation is. We don't know why it is hurting our or it is or what they plan to do, but they're launching this into the city, and more of the people are basically afraid to come out. No one, everyone wants to stay in their homes because they're all afraid of the black water. Those who have come out, there are those who are also shuttered themselves into. They've converted a warehouse into a temple to this other god. Our patrols have not come back, and we are a merchant city. We don't have a lot of knights. We don't have a lot of warriors. So we need help to try to find our missing knights and then try to stop this druid who is launching attacks into the city.
Well, good thing I speak Druidic.
He turns at you and he says, have you seen these plants before?
Can I answer that? Can I roll something for that?
Yeah, you can roll something.
Let me see.
You could
Nature?
Yeah, nature.
I'm not actually good at nature, which is funny.
Okay, you rolled an
11.
11. What it looks like is that this is like an excessive, besides obviously the excessive amount of plant growth, but it has taken on a different like tone with the it seems to, you know, it's not like yeah, this it's net it seems to be definitely that they could basically be using, trying to basically mossify the entire town is what it looks like by just continually throwing more and more plant growth into the town. But it looks more,
Absorbing.
yeah, it does have some street, like you can confer with beckoning, but it does have some appearances of this blackness in it, this black oil.
Yeah, Bethany should roll for the kind of necrosis, dying side of that, like that magical aspect.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh wow. So Bethany, so they look at you and they say,
Nice.
have you seen any of this black, do you have a explanation as to why this, where this black water or this black ooze comes from?
Mhm. Is there any information I should be given before Bethany gives her in world order?
Well, I mean, based on the
Yep.
notes that you had, that
Yes.
this seemed like it came from the other plane.
Okay. And there's nothing else like apart from that that she would be independently realizing looking at it. Like intersection. Like I guess what I'm wondering is Bethany looking at the plants with a cross of an arcana and a nature check, does she think that the plants look like in and of themselves magical? Like black ooze and water on them aside, do the like plants themselves seem magical to Bethany?
No, not necessarily, no.
Okay. Yeah, so Bethany like she like bends down, she looks at them, she's like, and then she's like, well, I mean, the plants, they just kind of look like, plants. But I mean, this black, like ooze and water, I mean, it's very similar to, and she like goes in and like pulls out the vial and she says, to this black water that came from another plane. I mean, a few days ago, we had an incident with a portal opening to another plane, and one of our staff was studying the water that leaked out. And definitely the magical signature on the ooze on the plants is very similar to what was coming through the portal. I think that there's probably, I mean, this might be kind of, I don't know, bold to say, but I'm just gonna say it. I think that there's definitely some magic from another plane going on with this plant life and this ooze and stuff. I don't know if we're dealing just with like a druid of this dimension here.
When you mention like the head of the three council, he said plane, like so he's like other planes and strange oozes from another world and planes. And he just kind of like, he doesn't really hold his head in his hands, but he's sitting there just like stroking his, and he looks at and then he says, maybe that's why Nathaniel was kidnapped.
Oh,
I
Oh.
go, I'm sorry, Nathaniel was kidnapped.
Nathaniel Nathaniel Lightweaver runs one of the vineyards outside.
Okay.
He was part of the first group that went to investigate, and he hasn't returned.
Why would you send your winery guy to go investigate? I thought you guys had a couple professional soldiers.
That
but
was
I
the
guess
second group. Because Nathaniel came because his grapes were basically withering, and his vineyard was turning was an odd withering that was happening, and that he asked for help in investigating basically like his uh, parts of his vineyard then that were and some of the neighboring forest. And then when they went investigating with him and a few rangers, they didn't come back.
Man, well, we were supposed to talk to him
We
because
need
he's
him.
supposed to know a lot about portals and such.
Of course, the
So,
portal's on
The woman with the raven says, "Why don't?" And she turns and she looks at the councilman. And she goes, "Councilman, I think that we can. I think that we can discuss. We can find out a little bit more information from them about this black water if I if I talk with them and tell them a bit about some of the planes, we can talk a bit and then we can come back and then figure out a plan about how to find Nathaniel and the others."
I would like to take a second and ask them, where's the Toe family? Where
aw.
is my family? Because
The
my
Toe
family is supposed to
family.
be here, and there's only a couple hundred people here, so they got to be
So
somewhere either in the city or.
so he looks and he says, "The Toe family." It's like, I believe the Toe family is sheltering inside the city right now, because like a lot of the
Which
agriculture was outside and terraced on hills outside, and they came when Nathaniel's crops started to wither. Other crops also started to wither, and they came in, but it was Nathaniel who went out adventuring. The Toe family decided to stay in, so they are sheltering
Okay, I
in.
gotta swing by and say hi to them at
Right.
some point.
So
As long as they're safe and not also in danger, we can
they're
focus
safe.
on getting one absconding elf first.
Um,
I'll look for this guy.
okay, so she says, like, if you want to talk, we can come. I can show you. I can let you know what I know, what Nathaniel and I had worked on a bit.
What were you working on?
Well, she looks at him and she says, "Come with me into my tower." And then
To the
it's
tower we
basically
go.
like, essentially, it's like a library that's off to the side. It would be like a conservatory or like like a solarium, essentially off on the side of the house. She leads you in. So this elf leads you into this other conservatory. Um, a guard also follows behind just to say, like, when after you've had your discussion, we're gonna call you. We'll call you back, but then we'll start making some decisions. She leads you in. You can see the walls are lined with um, so she leads you into what her small library. She has dark brown skin. Her hair has been swept back. She has sharp features. Uh, uh, she has just very kind of neatly dressed. This is a circular kind of two-level solarium. You see there are books on the shelves spanning two levels. She leads you actually up past the first level into the second, onto the top on the second floor. That ceiling is domed, and you see there's glass that can see into the sky. You actually do see some like moss and vegetation has been splatted onto the top of the glass. But the top of that's just on the from the outside. This top level has seating, and she beckons you to like sit and like she has her telescope because she shows you then the world map then because she has a world map and a star map on the wall. Um, and she looks at you and she says, "How did you come across this sample of how again did you come across a sample of black water?
Okay, Bethany is like, well, it's kind of a crazy story, but at our school we had an incident where some individuals broke kind of like a binding spell type situation and a portal opened into another plane. It was actually really crazy. I don't know, all the lore on Non. I mean, it's apparently just like not true because she came through and she was kind of a crazy lady. Anyway, though, that's kind of besides the point. But there was another dimension. This portal opened to this other dimension, and all of this like liquid and ooze was coming out. And this sample was taken, and even after the portal reclosed, it remains. So it presumably is from that other dimension. And I did, some detective work on it earlier and can tell it's not from this plane and that there's some sort of like charm spell work on it.
She takes a look at the vial and she's kind of like looking at it, kind of holding it up, and she can see that the water itself in the vial is kind of like, being a little bit active. And then she goes, I am unsure about a plane with dark water. And you said who came through the portal? Did you actually say Non? Like the historical figure, Queen Non?
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, I don't know. I'm not from like around here, but I have learned in school about Non. I mean, like a big deal, the gauntlet, that it's all, it's all about her. She's a big deal, but she was not like the stories that said she was. She was coming through, black water pouring out of her mouth. It was crazy.
She seemed possessed.
She nods along and she turns and she looks and she's kind of like looking over her maps, and she actually pulls out another map, and you see she has this, like I said, there's the world map, and you have the continent of Genovia where the crown is, and then you see there's like a continent of Illingar where you are, with some of these islands. She actually pulls out a separate layer, and she actually says, although I am unsure of a plane where black water exists, what I can say is that there are different planes that then can interact with our world. And sometimes these interactions with the planes can be so chaotic that it can cause upheavals and cataclysms. And planar magic is usually forbidden by the crown because normally, supposedly, if you try to do planar magic and you try to create connections, is that you can actually cause like mass disaster or something, massive earthquake or something like that. However, we do know that there are, of these different planes, we have normal planes like, the plane, like the upper planes where they have these good, the good gods and deities reside, or you have the lower planes where you have evil creatures residing. And she then pulls a book and she begins to try to find something about a black plane. And you can actually roll if you want right now to try to do investigation.
Okay.
And actually she says, like, if the book was here somewhere, I know I could find a book. And actually everyone can do an investigation check if you want to try to look for some.
So dumb. My character, he's just so dumb.
Whoa.
Natural 20.
So Tina kind of is like, you're thumbing through, the books, and then you happen to find a book because you did before the religion check on Shoggoth, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you actually.
Oh, wait.
Was that you or was
yes.
that? Yeah.
He had a natural 22.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Legendary.
Except for it was a perception instead of an investigation.
Still.
That's so. What? So you pull. I'll factor that in. So you find a book, and the book actually is called. Let the plane go by. There we go. You find, you find a book called The Elder Ones, and you ask, say like, and when you open that up, she looks at it and she goes, "Oh," and she starts flipping through the book.
Mm.
So, hold on, let me.
Older ones.
There were before the world is as we know it, the plane that we're on is called the material plane. And like I said, there were planes that were positive material. There were positive planes like for various deities where they make their residence, and there were negative material planes where negative planes where some of the evil demons and creatures make their residence. This used to all be one cohesive world. And this world, at some point, when life started to grow and started to take hold of it, was actually broken up, was sundered. And the reason that it was sundered is because there were elder creatures that roamed space, and they decided to try to take over the world. At the time, there were a few kind of primordial creatures, and this is what this book is talking about: gods of beasts, god of nature, gods of day and night. They were very basic, very primordial gods, which then eventually they took on more recognizable forms of like Meloria or Melora or Joaquin, or various more recognizable gods. Back then, they were more kind of cohesive together. Those gods pushed back these elder ones. They pushed them back, but at the same time, what happened then is that the world then became broken apart. And then we had then the material plane where most of the mortal creatures resided. The then positive planes where then some of the good gods took hold, or some of the negative planes where like the death and other gods took hold. One second.
Man, I wonder if we're just gonna have to go right out and start saving them, or if we should like wander around the town first and talk to people.
Isn't this too far?
Because I'm like,
I don't know.
wondering if it's like gonna be like a time-based thing. Like obviously we don't have much more time for today, but like in the future, like I can't imagine we're gonna be able to leave him kidnapped for very long. Sounds like they want him for something.
Yeah, we gotta find him so we can make a portal.
I'm just wondering if I don't know if going to my family would be terribly useful. I don't know if they're gonna be able to offer us much.
I'm gonna.
Maybe we're
Maybe,
just
maybe
checking
not.
in to
But
see, but just to see if there
if you
might
wanted
be
to,
some
we
like
could.
info. Yeah, I mean,
We
I
could
definitely
use
want to.
it
Yeah,
as a
check in
long
with the
rest.
person. True. Yeah, I definitely think we would want a long rest before we went and started messing around, looking for
Yeah.
Okay,
what's his name? Lightweaver.
Nathaniel Lightweaver.
Nathaniel.
Yeah,
Okay.
Nathaniel Lightweaver.
Although these elder creatures who attempted to take control of the world were driven back, they were driven into a different plane. They actively seek it, like you can see in the pages. She points out to you, like and so they plot to return to the world. They seek their own followers.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Like their realm is dark and chaotic. It can only interact with the material world through bridges. These bridges are called the unknowable realm. And these bridges then are characteristic of this kind of black water, the black ooze. And it says that they seek to control all of life on the material plane. She looks at you and she says, and so when you opened the portal Non stepped out, and Non and all this water flowed out. And she says, to me, it sounds like the plane that this was one of the bridges to their world.
The gauntlet was
The
like
gauntlet.
the tower was a plane to the world.
Right. And what people
Like,
people don't realize is that these ley lines run throughout, and there are other locations that then I think one of them, like, and she goes, and I'm not sure where one, like, it's unsure because there are some that are always nexus. The tower was one of a nexus, and I think another one is Latveria.
Latveria is a nexus.
Where is
Latveria, what's
Latveria again?
yeah, which one was
My
Latveria?
hometown.
Oh, Dominus of Latveria.
yeah!
That's right.
Nice.
Do we
Nice
suspect that then
tie-in.
bitter wine is also a like? Do we think that
She said
this
she
stuff
doesn't.
didn't start happening until our portals was opened at the tower, right?
This may have started cracks to form, and these cracks could have spread under the sea and started leaking up into bitter wine and some of the other areas. But what we need to do is we need to find Nathaniel, because Nathaniel has records and knows about how they were able to construct, how they're able to channel magic in order to stabilize the portal. Because I don't know how, I know that these planes exist, but I don't know how to open the portal. I don't know how to keep the portal open, but Nathaniel does.
How long has he been missing again?
He's only been missing for a few days.
Only a few days.
It's only basically been like about a week.
That feels like a lot. But thank you.
Okay, I'm probably gonna wrap up the session soon, but she basically says Nathaniel knows more about the ley lines and how to tap into the ley lines and what they are, but I don't know much about these aberrations other than.
Do we know what took Nathaniel? Do we know, like, was it humans that were cursed? Do we know, is it some kind surrounding his
Don't know.
disappearance?
Just didn't come back.
Oh yeah, because he went out with the scouting party.
He
That's
went
right.
out with the
None of
scouting party.
Party came back.
Yeah, Nathaniel's always been much more adventurous than his grandparents were, who were more happy to just build. That's why Nathaniel
Are there
moved here to start
Are
his
there
own
any
business.
other good light weavers in the town,
No,
or is it just Nathaniel?
just Nathaniel.
Gotcha.
I'll probably, yeah. So
I think that's a good.
yeah. The guard hears and says, like, he's basically says, like, I think we should come up with a plan because the attacks are usually more active at night.
What time is it right now?
So it's at this point it's probably like about 11 a.m. So that's saying you arrived at like about 7 or 8 a.m. and then you let up here and then you've been talking for like half of, an hour or so. So it still is kind of late morning, but he says, like, but if you want to start doing something, we should probably discuss this now, because if you go at night, then it's going to get worse. It's going to be
No,
harder.
I definitely think for next session would definitely be talking to my family, getting more information as to like what happened, long rest, and then go find Nathan, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that would be the
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
do a little bit more information harvesting, try and figure out what we're up against on the other side of the wall, because something's got to be
Yeah.
loading the moss into the thing and shooting moss in here. I know it's coming from a catapult of some or ballista of some kind, but something physically has to be loading that. So I want to figure out what physical creatures we're going up against. Are we going to be leveling up next time?
Maybe we can do that. Yeah. Maybe we can go to like level 6 or something like that. We can at least, because I don't know if you guys.
I think we deserve it.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, we deserved it. We bullied the DM into letting us level up.
I'll just give everyone another 20 hit points. I'll give all the bad guys 20 more hit
I'm gonna take
Wow.
I'm gonna
Oh,
take
cool.
the lucky sword.
Oh.
Thank you.
points. Okay.
Oh
All
dear.
right. But so they're also possibly like, this is a merchant town. Maybe you could do a little shopping,
That'd
or
be
you could
nice.
visit other places. Yeah. So next
Definitely
session,
do
yeah,
it.
we can talk about some of the places that are in the town and then what you kind of would want to do.
Ah, perfect. And I get a little bit of time to flesh out my parents' backstory.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. In the Latveria backstory.
Yeah, I know. We gotta
Yeah.
get writing. Throw that in with all the grants and papers.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I guess
All
yeah, I
right.
guess we'll end our session here.
No, that was a good session. We got a pretty far
Good
ways
game,
in.
all.
Yeah.
Yeah, we made progress.
Very good.
All right. Sounds good.
All
right.
right.
See you guys.
See ya.
See you guys next session.
Next
Yeah.
session.
Yeah, we'll
Look out
And
on
we'll-
tomorrow.
Google. Yeah, we'll put something
Yeah,
on
we'll
the
see you
Google.
guys
Yeah.
tomorrow. Yeah. We'll figure it out next
That's
session.
true. Okay.
Yeah, and
All
then
right.
we'll put something in the Google Doc for the next session.
Yeah.
Well, something like what we did this time.
Okay.
Bye. This is so fun.
Bye.
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 Bye.